Vader and Goichi are 1 and 2 at the moment.
Yeah, 5:04 in the first heat, 5:01 in the second heat. That reflects that start track getting a little quicker with the sunlight on it.
Goichi is a bricklayer in the summer. They call him the Racing Mason.
Oh, he came off that corner a little bit too much. But look at the -28 of the time. Again, he's got a big lead over the third-place sled. I don't think he is concerned with the third-place sled. I think he's chasing Vader, who's really his idol the last 4 years. And I think Vader knows he's in a hunt with his countryman.
Said that they used to be much closer, did Goichi and Vader, but as Goichi started to close the ground between himself and Vader, Vader hasn't been as helpful, according to Rado.
Big speed, and he was perfect in that graveyard below 13. This is a good heat for the Swiss. He banged there, though.
Still the best time here in Heat 2, 52.76, and that keeps Switzerland 2 ahead of the Italians.
Well, he was perfect. Again, let's start off with where he is. That's the medium-high line we spoke of as important. Watch the sled come around here. Little minute steering. You know, he hit the pressure point absolutely perfect. Now we're looking for the runner tips. What do the runner tips look like? Any pressure on him? No. They're coming straight at us. That's why he comes straight down the middle of the straightaway. One of the few sleds we've seen come right down the middle. That's why he's the top of the leaderboard.
Now Switzerland won, and Gustav Vader, he took the first run of the entire competition and set a track record with his brakeman Donut Auckland. They're the leaders after the first run, and Vader is trying to defend his gold medal in the two-man in Albertville 2 years ago.
Oh, they picked up the sled right out of the block. That's a mistake by the brakeman. A little too anxious coming off the block. Let's see what they hurt the start time. No, 5:02. We'll find out if it hurts him down at the next clock, though, Sean.
Known as Darth Vader, Gustav Vader has a very cold, steely-eyed demeanor, isn't particularly close to most of the rest of the competitors in the field.
No, it's Gustav Vader against the rest of the world. That's his attitude every time he gets in a sled. -1, it was -3. That means he's losing time back to Goichi, and Goichi's been beating him on the bottom part of the track. There's the +2. So Vader here is going to put himself in second place at the end of this heat. And he's a little bit of a drift in the graveyard. Not the speed that his countryman had. A little bit of an upset here in the making.
Gustav Vader across the line.
Hey!
52.91, only the third fastest time in this heat. And in the overall standings, it drops Vader behind his countryman into second place.
Watch this sled come right up high and out of the blocks. Now this is Donald Auckland. Again, he's a big, tall man, 6'3", gets the bad leverage there. And it comes off there. You know, he's running down with the sled up in the air. That can't help your time. That had to hurt him down the track. Again, now watch, see, the whole sled comes up in the air. Now Vader was over the top of the push bar because of that too, and I wonder if that broke his concentration driving.
That start was not a pretty picture for Gustav Vader and Donut Auckland. And midway through this two-man competition, there is a surprise leader. Rado Goichi in Switzerland 2. His lead is 1/10 of a second over the pre-race favorite, Gustav Vader in Switzerland 1. The Italian Gunter Huber running third. The final two runs are tomorrow, and the American sleds will be trying to move into the top 10. Brian Scheimer is 12th at the moment. Jim Herberick running 14th. We'll see you tomorrow with the final two runs in the two-man bobsled competition from Hundertfossen.
All right, Sean, as Sean says, tomorrow night, the final two runs of the competition from Hundertfossen. Meanwhile, trailing in 24th place after today's runs, the Jamaicans running cold in Hundertfossen. Still to come, the women's downhill from Kvitfjell and cross-country skiing, a men's 15-kilometer pursuit through the snow-covered forests in Lillehammer Olympic Park when we come back.
The Olympic Winter Games on CBS are sponsored by Northwestern Mutual Life. There are a lot of good reasons for choosing the quiet company. Wendy's and the quarter-pound single combo. When you start with the best hamburger, you end up with the best combo. And by Champion, official outfitter of the 1994 and 1996 U.S. Olympic teams.
It takes a little more to never say never. It takes a little more of what is deep inside.
school to the pros, Champion is the choice of America's teams. But we've never been prouder than to outfit our ultimate team.
Dave Thomas has a dream of competing in pairs figure skating and winning gold.
Hi, Bertie. I'm looking for a skating partner. What do you say?
Oh, Dave.
Well, I did win a gold medal for figure skating in 1992.
But no pairs?
No.
Well, let's have lunch anyway.
Got a full afternoon? Get a Wendy's $2.99 old-fashioned quarter-pound single combo made fresh to order with biggie fries and a cold drink.
Hey, Connor! You still looking for a partner?
Oh, boy.
The single combo, just $2.99.
There are a lot of good reasons for choosing the quiet company. Some are more important than others. When you have a reason for wanting the most secure life insurance, talk to the quiet company, Northwestern Mutual Life.
Olympic morning, all eyes are on Tommy Higgins.
You're right, Dad, and I love this athlete's piercing concentration.
Agreed, but will Tommy achieve maximum wingspan? Let's find out.
What a snow angel!
Some of the greatest winter games take place right in your own backyard. Why trust these moments to anything less than Kodak film?
You gotta love a guy who has big dreams.
You know, people said we were crazy building our own dream house, but we showed them.
But honey, we haven't built a dream house. You see, we've built a dream hole.
And you gotta love a wife who shares his dreams.
It's always been your dream to own your parents' farm.
It's not a farm, it's a ranch. See anything growing out there?
Tom, the comedy with a soft heart.
And they're not cows, they're steers. How could you grow up on a ranch and not know that?
And a few rough edges.
We didn't have animals then. We made most of our money from not growing wheat.
You gotta love a guy like Tom. Coming March 2nd to CBS.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's head out to Birkebeiner Stadium, where Al Trautwig was among the tens of thousands of spectators for the men's 15K pursuit.
It was the Norwegian playwright Ibsen who most definitely never said, if you move a few trees and build it, they will come. But by now in these games, hundreds of thousands have come to watch what has largely been a party for the home team. Many have dreams of one day being like the man who is the best in his field, Bjorn Daly, accomplishing something thought only days ago to be impossible with his trips to the top step. And that is emerging from the huge shadow created by Vegard Ulvang, recently voted more popular than even the king. Today, the Terminator has a bad thigh, and even that headline bumped news of Daly's gold to the bottom of the page. Daly's duel today is with Mr. Second Place, Vladimir Smirnov of Kazakhstan, who saw one beacon in a sea of red. Because of a silver finish 18 seconds back 48 hours ago, Bjorn Daly had that much of a head start in this pursuit and was showing no ill effects of yet another night of insomnia, cruising early on. 5 years ago, the Norwegian press insultingly labeled Daly a tourist skier, but today they should eat their words. Because the nation now was pitching tents, traveling to see him ski. There was never a sign of giving way. There was never a mistake to his step. And yet for all 9 miles, Smirnov stayed close, just in case. But this case was closed, and it became impossible to imagine his sense of triumph, the noise for him, the joy for him. Vladimir Smirnov's day ended as if to paraphrase his career. So strong for so long and constantly overcoming so much, yet stumbling just a bit to wind up one spot behind once again. The roar was like a wave as it followed Bjorn through every turn. Appropriately alone he was because of his dominance of the day. In fact, the field was more than a minute behind, waging their own little battles for the crumbs left behind. Wait a minute. Hey, take that back. We wanted to make sure you didn't miss the fan on the right who had Smirnov in the office pool. Bjorn Daly was only yards from the finish, and with another gold assured, there was guessing as to what it would be at the finish. That is where in 1992 in Albertville, he went worst side first. Today he blew kisses and spun a 360 as he raced into the record books of skiing.
I didn't want to ski backwards because it's maybe not nice to spin off and go backwards over the finish line. So
But you did spin around.
Yeah, but that's not exactly the same.
What happened today in Norway is that the torch was officially passed from one great cross-country champion to another. We can only guess that Bjorn Daly will finally get the uninterrupted rest he so deserves. We do know this, that as the sun sets in Norway, the entire country will sleep well, knowing that the greatest champion in their favorite sport is still one of them.
So Bjorn Daly cruises to his 5th Olympic gold medal with tens of thousands of his fellow Norwegians looking on. With this gold, Daly has now tied Erik Heiden and Finland's Klas Thunberg for the most gold medals by a man at the Winter Olympics. And Daly wasn't the only Norwegian champion of the day. Skiing the last kilometer with a Norwegian flag handed to him by a spectator, Fred Bure Lundberg coasted to gold in the Nordic combined. And the host nation now leads these games in gold medals with 7. Bonnie Blair also knows something about gold medals and about family. Susan Spencer found out how the Blairs prepare for race day.
To the Blair Bunch.
To the Blair Bunch. They've been arriving for several days. A rowdy crowd. Friends, relatives, well-wishers.
I'm Snooky. Snooky DeMars from Lincoln City, Oregon.
A sort of traveling Bonnie Blair pep rally, family reunion.
Oh, bring back some medals to us.
Over 4 Olympics, the entourage has grown. Today it numbered well over 50.
They're from Sarajevo, the first Olympics. And but I didn't have much choice in having to wear them today because my luggage was lost.
Hours before the race, the entire Blair bunch adjourned to a hall just outside the arena. Certainly hoping for gold, but ready to celebrate just being here. Some of these folks hadn't seen one another since Albertville. Bonnie's mother was sorry the guest of honor was missing it all. But
if she had been in all this, she'd be a wreck. You know, you just get tired. You can't tire her out.
Not if Bonnie Blair was going to break 39 seconds in the 500. Her brother said that was her goal. 39 seconds on his 39th birthday. The possibility that Bonnie Blair just might not pull off another gold didn't seem to occur to anyone.
If she doesn't, so what? We'll go ahead and celebrate.
And here is Bonnie getting ready for her shot at the record books. A chance to become the first American to win the same event at 3 straight Winter Olympics. We'll have that for you later. Coming up next, the women hit the slopes of Kvitfjell. Tim Ryan and Kristen Cooper are on the mountain for the women's downhill as we take a look at the Storgata, Lillehammer's main pedestrian thoroughfare, flooded with Olympic spectators. We'll be back right after this.
Good morning, class. Today, an amazing interactive sprint technology called distance learning. Do you know what that means? It means, I saw that, Craig Allen. Thank you. Now a teacher miles away can be there teaching astronomy, aeronautics, Russian, even creative writing, Susan. So, any questions?
Sprint using a synchronous transfer mode or direct DS3.
Class dismissed.
Communication is not crucial to our business. It is our business.
I have a pet peeve about people who don't return phone calls. So if you don't hear from me, you can rest assured I'm probably dead.
Century 21, rated best at selling homes.
When she gets close, it's no time to get in a sweat.
What guys want is clear. New Clear Arid. The new antiperspirant so clear, it's invisible.
Yeah, I trust Arid.
Get a little closer with New Clear Arid, solid and gel.
American racing know-how just went from pavement to ice. To help the U.S. bobsled team, race car champion Jeff Bodine and his team used IBM personal computers to create a radical new design. At the test track, IBM ThinkPads analyzed data. Improvements were made on the spot. Now, For the first time in 38 years, an American-made bobsled is competing in the Winter Games. If you want a good look at it, don't blink. The 1994 Olympic Winter Games. Gold, silver, bronze, and blue.
She left her wealthy family to teach in a remote mountain community.
They're not wearing shoes.
They're too poor.
Are you certain you're strong enough for this task?
But are the obstacles too overwhelming
Outlander's got no right teaching our young'uns.
for such a young and innocent girl?
I don't belong here. I'm sorry. I'm going home.
Coming soon to CBS, the world premiere of one of America's most beloved novels.
Are you leaving us, teacher? No, little girl. I'm going to stay.
Tyne Daly and Kelly Martin as Christy.
More than 170,000 race fans have made their way to Norway's White Mountain, Kvitfjell, since last Sunday's men's downhill. And they have created an unparalleled, festive atmosphere under bright, sunny skies. A special spirit that has made the whole world enjoy a breath of fresh air in winter sport, and especially the U.S. ski team.
Kristen, we talked earlier about the favorites in this race, but are there some from outside the top group that could surprise?
This is easily the most wide-open women's downhill in recent Olympic history. The German team is so deep you can't see to the bottom, and the Italians and the French both have teenagers in their ranks that could easily pop the top three. They don't even know enough to know that they're in Olympic Games and be nervous.
All right, let's find out more about our American contenders and go to the top with Hank Cashua.
The story so far in the Alpine events has been Team USA, 2 gold medals and a silver. But the pressure today is different. I was speaking with Paul Major, the Alpine director of the U.S. team, and he said whereas before everyone hoped the athletes would do well, and they did, today they're expected to do well. The emotional Peekaboo Street, after a very late and chaotic entry into the start house yesterday, won the final training run. Hillary Lind, on the other hand, silver medalist from Albertville, is taking a more cerebral, analytical approach to finding her line through this downhill.
Well, first in the start house in this Olympic downhill, Miriam Vogt from Starnberg, Germany.
Vogt was the spokesperson for all of the European teams on the Hoffjell protest to get this race moved onto this downhill. She's very headstrong, very opinionated, and she says we want to ski on men's courses with what is considered a men's attitude, which for her is an all-out boogie down rough and tumble terrain. She really likes it the tougher it is.
Vogt has trained consistently here over 3 runs, 11th, 13th, and 5th in the final one yesterday.
This is the first difficult icy turn as they head into the woods here. It gets shady and they go in and out of the sunlight and it gets icy. It's a really tough downhill that keeps the girls guessing all the way down the hill. There's never a time to rest.
Vogt, just one member of a team that's been described as the downhill dream team because they are loaded with talent and depth.
And what a survivor she is. Back in '88, she was kicked off the World Cup team for poor results because they had so much depth, and she had to scrap her way back on and make the coaches believe in her again. She said they were ready to kiss me goodbye. But here she is in the Olympic downhill, contending for a medal.
Vogt will set the time to beat coming down the final pitch. Another huge crowd at the finish greeting the first skier. 1:37.86. German fans applaud Vogt. They know that Katja Seitzinger is still to follow. hoping her time can hold up, but it is slower than the last training run times. American Peekaboo Street, who will be racing shortly, gave us her view of this downhill course in her own unique style. Let's call it street speak.
There's something going on everywhere, and there's a lot to think about. I like that. It's not boring in any place where you're just sitting there and you have time to daydream or time to think too much. The jump isn't intimidating, and normally a jump like that would be because it's pretty big. It's fun though because the landing is so smooth, so sweet, like the ski jump landing. Right up here above this last jump, it's called the corkscrew. They're cranking us really big. You make one turn, and then you come up over a ridge. It's got a few rolls on it, and then you got to dive in on this next turn with a roll in the middle of it. You got to have your turn done by the time you go over that roll, and you got to always be ahead of yourself and moving a couple sections down the course at a time.
There's an aerial view of the Kvitfjell downhill course, which also hosted the men's event, of course. Canadians are here cheering for their Olympic champion, Caroline Gardner, and for the world champion. Kate Pace is in the start house.
Come on, Katie, up. Pace is still struggling to shake off her reputation as a glider, which is a disparaging term among downhillers because it describes an inability to make precise, aggressive turns, and this course certainly demands that. She, in fact, is one of the few top downhillers who didn't boycott the race at Hoffjell. She won it, in fact, so she would have liked to see the Olympic race be run there.
Kate Pace won the first training run, was 7th in the second, and then well back in yesterday's final training run and struggled all the way down.
Well, despite the fact that she's worked hard on her turns and she says that she can challenge on any course in the world, she's still very inconsistent on a tough course like this one. She does well one run and then she can fall apart on the other one. She's a very talented downhiller, no doubt about it, but she's really pushed to her limit on a course like this. Notice how she's standing up a little bit high. In some of these places, you want to be in a low aerodynamic tuck.
That's Smoke's leading time, 104.20 at this point, and she is under it, nearly 2/10. But she's now approaching the more technical part of the course.
And she's making nice, clean turns here, but she's standing very high on her skis. I don't think that's the kind of technique that's going to hold up later on as the faster racers come down. You really got to get low and drive for speed all the way on this course.
So Kate Pace on these final rollers to the finish line, and a chance to take the lead, and she does. Kate Pace into first place at this point. Canadian flags are out to greet her, but her time is also still behind the final training run of yesterday. And the first American to run today, Hillary Lind. She is in the start house area getting ready to go. Down on the mountain, the U.S. downhill coach Ernst Hager sending up some instructions.
Everybody who was famous, every actor, every industrialist, and a lot of pretty shady people as well, traveled on this trade. Everyone wants to see something new and sort of be refreshed by a new experience. American Express has always had a great reputation in tourism. The American Express customer is our sort of customer.
American Express is welcomed on the Orient Express and for other moving experiences.
Get heartburn. You take Maalox. Life is good.
This is CBS.
If you're one of those people who's always running a day late, Marshall Field's two-day sale is just for you. 30% off selected brand name Mrs. Denim jeans and young men's Levi's 560s at only $24.99. Boys 8 to 20, 550s and 560s at only $19.99. And 2 days to save on gorgeous handmade quilts at only $99.99.
This is Sunday, isn't it?
So even if you do miss Sunday, there's still Monday to get in on the savings.
It's better be Sunday.
Marshall Field's two-day sale, this Sunday and Monday only.
Security Bank's tax-deductible home equity loans are helping couples band together. For the frosting on the cake, call 1-800-24-BANKING. Apply 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Security Bank has a lot of different home equity loans for all kinds of new driveway additions. To improve your drives, call 1-800-24-BANKING. Apply 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
For many, the search for the world's greatest tuna sandwich ends when they discover Subway's Tuna Sub. One taste of our famous fresh-baked bread, chunk-light tuna, and any or all of our fresh fixins, and it'll hit you too. This sandwich is worthy of the title World's Greatest. So come get hooked on the sandwich that's a tuna fish wish come true.
Come taste the world's greatest tuna sandwich at the world's greatest price. Now the 6-inch tuna sub is just $1.99 for limited time at Subway, the place where fresh is the taste.
He's Dan-tastic, the story at 10.
Coming up later, the tension and drama build at the men's figure skating final. And the girl next door, Bonnie Blair, skates for history as she tries to become the first American to win 3 consecutive gold medals in the same event. And now, all the action and speed at the women's downhill.
Back at Kavitfield, the Canadian Kate Pace is the current leader. And we're looking up now in the start area here, a rather confined area around the start house.
La, 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 want to.
What are you listening to? What are you listening to? What are you listening to?
Gabriella. Dreams can come true.
Peekaboo Street. Dreams can come true. That's what she hopes for today. There's her teammate, Hillary Lind. And as usual, as Hank Kashawa reported, a little more serious, contemplative look from Lind as she gets ready. Down below, they're not serious at all. Those are the German flags waving. Their favorite, Katja Seitzinger, ready to go.
And this woman, Tim, has already set a new standard for women's downhill skiing. She is bold and fearless and at her best when a course demands all her effort, just like this one.
She has been hot in training, second, first, and second in yesterday's final run.
She has such a great ability to carve precise, clean arcs in the snow without ever exerting too much pressure on the edges. And when she's at her best, which she has been on this course in training, her skis float over the terrain.
Beautiful flight. She's already leading on the top split time. Looks very solid. She's so aggressive, Coop.
She's really just got the perfect technique. As I said, when she's on, no one can beat her. She changes direction and changes edges with a kind of seamless grace that looks like it takes no effort at all, but of course she is strong and powerful.
Won gold in the Super G at Albertville, but was fourth in the downhill. There's the leading time. At this stage of the course, that's Kate Pace, and she's under it by a full second.
Unbelievable, such clean skiing. Watch how she makes these turns. That's where that speed is coming from. She's hardly throwing any snow. She's keeping her skis in contact with the snow too, and down here that's tough to do because it keeps falling away out from under you. But she really tries to just glue her bases to the terrain so that they can drive and float right over the snow.
Hard to find a mistake in this run as she comes to the finish line. Seitzinger. There's the leading time now by 1.24. She hammered that course. That's an enormous lead. Of course, there are many skiers still to follow, but that is a great run for Seitzinger.
Let's take a look at what she did up here over the Russi jump. That quiet, perfect aerodynamic position and right back in her tuck as soon as she hits the snow.
And so Hillary Lind ready to go, the 24-year-old from Juneau, Alaska. She was a silver medalist, remember, at Albertville. Her great day in the sun. Coming off a so-so year, she surprised everybody as the other Americans have done here. Her teammate Diane Roth-Steinrotter. And Tommy Moe with 2 medals already.
Tim, I can't tell you how badly she wants this. She is in polar opposite kind of temperament to Peekaboo Street. No less driven, but she wants this race. She's got a quiet, steely kind of strength, as you can see in the start house. And she's been content to let Peekaboo kind of soak up the limelight, but let me tell you, she's not content to let her soak up the success. She wants it.
Well, the team coaches will tell you that the competition between them has helped them both. She's a little behind on top.
I'm a little surprised because she's normally pretty good up there on the flats. The turns is where she has a little more trouble, but she's been working on her turns. A beautiful flight there. Notice how she landed with her skis already on edge so that she could continue right through the turn there. But she's done a lot of giant slalom and super G work so that she would improve for a course just like this one. Nice clean turn there. She's a little more open in her stance than Seisinger was. Means she's catching a little more air and could be slowing her down.
That's Seisinger's time, and she's now 9/10 behind.
And you know, it's not like Hillary has made any major mistakes all the way down, but she's scrubbing little bits of speed here and there, hitting hard on her edges, on the turn there, getting thrown a little bit. Seisinger was so clean down here. Boy, you got to have a perfect run to match her on the bottom half of the course.
Hillary Lind. Toward the finish line now. American fans waiting for her there, hoping for more success from the U.S. team. In the 3rd place, a 1.5 seconds behind Katja Seitsinger. And Seitsinger sitting there with a very impressive lead.
This is Hillary coming into the difficult corkscrew section here, and you can see how the terrain is bouncing her off her line. Every time you lose contact with the snow, the skis hit harder when they land, the snow flies, and you lose speed. Precious tenths of a second.
Hillary Lind in a medal position for now, but her teammate, Peekaboo Street, could knock her out.
The ski map from Sun Valley, and the people point to Limelight, and then they point
That's
to
home she's talking about, the mountain she grew up on. Let's find out more.
One guy goes, here I am in Peekaboo, Idaho, the place where I got my name. My parents
Naming your daughter after the town of Peekaboo may be unconventional, but Peekaboo Street's upbringing was anything but typical. Dee and Stubby Street, part of the 60s psychedelic revolution, came to Idaho to find a nice place to raise a family.
For the first 3 years of my life, I was known as Little Girl. My parents were hippies. They decided, we'll let them name themselves.
But then at a certain point, we wanted to travel outside of the United States, and so we had to get applications and passports.
And they looked at my birth certificate, said, Little Girl, no, that's not going to cut it. We need a name for this kid.
She did like the game, the Peekaboo game, where you cover your face and play hide and seek and stuff. And that name occurred to us, and then at the same time we thought it would also be good to acknowledge Peekaboo, Idaho.
Get the stick, come on.
Sun Valley, Idaho is now home for Peekaboo, and when she's not traveling with the U.S. ski team, she's here enjoying the simple life.
I love Idaho. It's a small little place where everyone says, where? When you tell them you're from Idaho. Where? Ohio? No, Idaho. Where they make potatoes. Oh, yeah, they got good potatoes there. Look at all those yummy potatoes! Wow!
This free spirit had an early problem with discipline, but athleticism was never in short supply. You see, she grew up in a town of only 9 kids, and the other 8 were all boys.
Here we are.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, come on.
Again, the mitts, there you go.
Here.
Again.
Here you go.
Nice. She was always having to prove herself. She never got to be the girl that got, you know, the extra head start. She always had to be right there on the line with us.
And that made me extremely competitive. I didn't like losing. I didn't like being last. And I know the love they share.
Little girl is all grown up now with a clear vision of where she is headed, while never forgetting how it all began.
We'll always linger
Just got to attack, you know? Do your thing. Do your thing, Pete.
Her thing is going fast, and she's next to chase Katja Seitzinger and her teammate, Hillary Lind. Well, Crystal, I heard that Peekaboo's fans in Idaho have sent a bunch of tokens over here for good luck. This might be a potato beetle, Norwegian style.
The Olympic Winter Games on CBS are sponsored by the American Plastics Council, who invites you to learn how plastic helps make life safe and healthy. AT&T, we help put your world within reach. And by Jeep and Eagle, proud sponsor of the 1994 U.S. Winter Olympic team.
This is the award-winning Eagle Vision from the Chrysler Corporation. Eagle Vision. Pretty cool, huh?
I know what you're feeling, though we're far apart. I hear you in my heart. You know the way to make this heart rejoice. The real you coming through your true voice.
It helps us break new barriers of speed.
Helps us see the course ahead.
It helps protect our bodies. It helps protect what goes into our bodies.
Helps keep us safe.
One kind of material helps make it possible to do all this for the world's best athletes, today's and tomorrow's.
Live from the Daytona International Speedway, it's NASCAR's gold medal event, the Daytona 500, Sunday on CBS.
What's up, guys, huh? Barney on Nightline?
Forgive me, Father, for I have shopped.
I suppose you can say 10 Hail Macy's.
We're back at Bitfield, and it's time for Peekaboo Street. Hillary Lind standing in bronze medal position, watching up the hill to see what her teammate can do. Peekaboo's parents, who arrived a couple of days ago, here for the big moment.
All right, Pete, rip it, baby. Come on.
And she's wearing number 8. She got to choose it, and she picked it because it was Tommy Moe's downhill gold medal winning bib number.
Another thing she's got, take a look on her feet, she's got these aerodynamic foils on top of her boots so that she slices better through the air down here on the flats. Now, Peekaboo is known for being a great glider. She has a very fine feel for the snow, lets the skis run over it well, and it's so amazing. I mean, a year ago at this time, Peekaboo Street, nobody would have known her name. Then she wins the silver medal in the combined at the World Championships, and ever since then, she's just gotten better and better with every race. She needs to ski flawlessly up here because the woman that she is chasing did not make a mistake on the upper part of the course. She was very clean in these big roundhouse turns and low, low, low in her tuck.
That's Seitzinger's split time at this stage of the course, and she is 7/10 behind.
That shows you what kind of a run Seitzinger had. There's not a whole lot of mountain left, but if Peekaboo skis perfectly down here, she can make up some of that time. She She's got to try and keep her skis connected to the snow down here and let them run.
One more turn to the final rollers into the finish area. A lot of noise greeting her. 70 miles an hour to the finish line for Peekaboo Street. Into second place. Silver medal position at the moment, and pushing her teammate, unfortunately, Hillary Lind, into fourth.
Peekaboo excels on this kind of rolling, undulating terrain. She just hugs the mountain with her skis and all her body. Watch that, keeping contact with the snow, making a nice clean arc there. No snow flying, beautiful skiing.
There's Mom and Dad cheering her across the finish line. A 4,000-mile trip from Sun Valley to cheer on their little girl, as she was known for the first 3 years of her life. Peekaboo is now in silver medal position. Congratulations for her from Kate Pace of Canada. And there's the leader, Katja Seitzinger, standing in gold position. And Hillary Lind, her teammate. Let's go up to a key section of the course and Billy Kidd.
The U.S. ski team calls this the cool jump, and it's an interesting part of the course for spectators. The racers hit at about 50 miles an hour and have to make a left turn in the middle. But the bump throws them 6 or 8 feet up in the air, and it's difficult to hold their tuck position. For those of you who wonder what it's kind of like bouncing on a trampoline while you're riding a roller coaster, but it's technically very important for a fast run. If their hands come out, they get too much wind resistance in the air, so they try to stay compact and close to the snow.
Karen Lee Gartner is in the start house, the defending gold medalist.
Come on, Karen.
It's been quite a saga for Karen Lee Gartner, who went home off the World Cup Tour following the death of Uli Meyer in the downhill crash in Garmisch, Germany. She came back to train here, was uncertain until the end of yesterday's final run that she would even compete today.
And a very emotional decision for her, and finally I think her competitive instincts prevailed. But she has got a lot of making up to do on the field. She's only had one.
Full speed run from top to bottom, and it shows there 5/10 of a second down on top. Of course, she's not a great glider, so down here in this section now is where she really excels. But you've got to wonder what's going through her head. She was so unsure of whether she even wanted to run downhill anymore after the death of her good friend, and it's been very difficult for her even to show up here at the Olympics and decide to race.
Her husband, Max Gardner, former coach of the Canadian team and still her personal coach, here in attendance, and he has let her make this decision, but it's been something that's been very difficult for her indeed. And she is well back now, the leader, Katja Seitzinger, nearly a 2 full seconds.
And her uncertainty shows in her skiing style here, Tim. She's got a very high, open stance, and she just doesn't look like she's really enjoying going fast like she used to.
Now this will be Karen Lee Gardner's final Olympic run. And I think many of our Canadian fans are glad she's taken it, no matter what the result. In the 9th place, Karen Lee Gardner, the Albertville gold medalist.
And I'm sure she's not surprised at that result.
All right, Karen.
Meanwhile, back in the start area, there's Bibiana Perez, one of the many young, exciting Italian women ski racers. Here, Mario Calcamucci, their coach, has done a great job assembling a team with true team spirit, and here is another member. Isolde Kostner is only 18 years old. She was raised in Bolzano, Italy, and she's kind of come out of nowhere this season, Coach.
Well, she's one of a pack of teenagers that has sort of crashed the World Cup party this year. Never having had any real injuries or any bad falls, she throws herself down the mountain with abandon like they all do. She seems to love risk, and she's willing to take it.
She's already got a bronze in the Super G event here in these Olympics. That was a major surprise. She's going for it in the downhill.
And Tim just 2/10 back at that top split. And here's that jump that Billy talked about, and she opened up just like she doesn't want to do. She's going to catch air there, and that slows her down into this midsection.
Kostner is from the South Tyrol area of Italy. That's actually closer to Switzerland, and her ski idol is the Swiss star Pierman Terbergen.
Well, you compare her skiing to Seitzinger's in here, and you can see that she's not nearly as refined in her style. Very wide open stance, a little bit rougher. She hasn't had as much experience on the World Cup Tour, but she lets the skis fly down the mountain. She is not afraid to take chances. Bouncing a little bit there, but much better than what Peekaboo did in that section. As you notice, a much tighter line, not as much snow flew.
Isolde Kostner, the 18-year-old Italian, heading to the final rollers here near the finish line and being bounced around a little bit there. Trying to catch Peekaboo Street and Katja Seitzinger. No, into third place. But she is in bronze medal position, the 18-year-old from Italy. Perhaps a second bronze medal if she can hold that spot. Peekaboo Street hanging on to silver for the moment. Kate Pace gets knocked out of the medals into fourth position. Katja Seitzinger, the leader here, bouncing back as usual from an off performance in her first Olympic event.
Okay, I had a disappointing in the Super G, and this was a huge chance for me, and I showed in the last two big events that I can take my chance, and okay.
Well, these beautiful aerial shots of Kvitfjell brought to you by Goodyear, makers of the all-new dual-channel Eagle Aquatread. And we'll be back with more of this women's downhill in a moment.
Everyone wants their ideas to look good. But not everyone has a desk jet. Yet. Desk jet printers from Hewlett-Packard. Make it happen.
You're the principal topic of my conversation. The apple of my eye. You're the principal source of my inspiration. The principal star in my sky.
For the principal people in your life, the Principal Financial Group. Insurance, 401ks, managed health care, and more.
You're the principal reason I do what I do. The principal reason is you.
The Principal. For over a century, your edge on the future.
Jeep Grand Cherokee, the world's first 4x4 with a standard driver's side airbag.
American Peekaboo Street standing in silver medal position. Still some challengers to come, including this dangerous Italian racer, Bibiana Perez, 23-year-old from Vipiteno.
Perez was 8th in the last training run, and she is a talented downhiller, in fact, a talented 5-event skier, but she only added downhill to her repertoire last year and has made strides very quickly.
Daughter of a pizza maker, she was the winner of the combined event at the Olympic test event here at Hafjell last year.
And she's fast on top. That's got to be scaring Peekaboo at the bottom. PB's fast. PB's fast, but not as fast now as she was before she went off that jump. She really caught a lot of air. Much a better jump there, you know. She's unpolished. She's not refined yet. yet in her technique, and her coaches said that she tends to get in trouble because she hasn't fully learned how to harness the speed. And you can see it in her technique. She's all over the place, but the skis are running.
Last year, first full healthy season, he suffered from some serious injuries. There's a split time of Seitzingers at this stage of the course. Perez just 3/10 behind. She's got a good run going. Oh, Perez off the course. Viviana Perez, and wow, that was a tough-looking fall. And a very tough break for Perez because she was challenging both Peekaboo Street and the leader Seitzinger. What happened here, Coop?
I think she came barreling into this tough roundhouse turn with more speed than she ever had before. And right down in the compression, she got pushed back on the tails of her skis and caught an edge.
Well, that is a real disappointment.
But watch right here. Really tough on the knees.
So Perez is up and appears to be okay. Let's go down to Patrick Lang with Peekaboo.
Hey, great run, Pick. You really did it.
Thanks. I'm psyched. I was really, really nervous this morning, and I just wanted to come out, ski well, and hopefully get a medal. I didn't really expect much. I just wanted to maintain because I was really nervous this morning. And I think I might have made it. We'll see.
Well, Peekaboo Street feeling some confidence, but there are some serious challengers still to come. Here is one, Martina Ertel of Germany from that German Dream Team. She was 8th, 9th, and 4th in the final training run yesterday. She's just been getting better and better. Just 20 years of age from Lindgries.
She skis with very low hips down to the ground and a very aggressive stance. Her coaches say she does not know the meaning of defensive skiing. And because of that, she's prone to veering off course because she doesn't use her head all the time. She just uses her muscles and her very powerful stance on her skis.
Last year, only her second on the World Cup Tour. She finished 7th in the downhill standings.
Nice jump off the Russi, back down into her tuck. She's got to ski clean and precise in this section. A nice jump. Opened up a little bit onto the landing, but looks as if she's carrying a lot of speed. You can see in that low position that she's really working for speed every chance she gets. Fairly clean turn, that S-turn, very important to carry speed down into the final roundhouse.
There's a split time. Her teammate, Katja Seitzinger, is the leader, and she is 1.26 behind it.
Look at that tight line. That's the tightest line I've seen. Now, it could be that she's not carrying as much speed as Seitzinger, so she's able to hold a tighter line.
She's a good turner. She was bronze medalist in giant slalom, the '93 World Championships.
It's such a fine line in downhill between being precise and letting the skis roll.
Let's see how she glides here on this finishing pitch. Martina Ertel chasing her teammate, chasing Peekaboo Street into 4th place. And the Germans have 1 and 4, but the medal positions are intact. A very good result for young Martina Ertel. And the German fans here know they have yet another contender still to come. The veteran Katrin Gutensson, the 27-year-old from Oberaldorf, when we return.
Still to come, Brian Boitano. But more women's downhill after this message and a word from your local station.
Monroe Sensitrack, road sensing shocks and struts. Designed to give you extra control during a swerve. Extra control over rough roads. Monroe Sensitrack gives you both extra control and ride comfort automatically. Monroe Sensitrack, like 2 shocks in 1. Call 1-800-STRUT now for a Monroe Sensitrack dealer near you.
I'm going out with my friends. Everything I'm wearing I got at Kmart. Some of my friends think you have to pay a lot more for quality. They're entitled to their opinion. But I'll look as good in my outfit as they will in theirs. With one difference. I'll still have something left in my pocket. Is this place great or what?
Okay, I confess.
I want my hair to look great. I got better things to do than to mess around with it. So I use a special shampoo and conditioner that cleans and completely conditions without the hassle. Pert Plus. Net result, no matter what I've been doing, my hair does what I want it to. Why would I mess around with anything else?
Pert Plus. Great hair, no fuss.
It's a parent's nightmare. Your teen drops out of school, or worse yet, starts breaking the law. Is locking them up the answer? I'm News 3's Joel Despain. In a special series, we'll take a look at alternative programs that are helping teens and saving tax dollars. Success stories you have to see to believe, including former lawbreakers rehabbing a crack house. We'll meet troubled teens gone good starting Monday on News 3 at 6, only on WISC TV. In touch with Wisconsin.
Now, who will give me $1 for this lovely thing?
With Instant Scratch Bingo from the Wisconsin Lottery,
Yes. Got $1.
you can
Do I
play
hear
bingo
10?
anytime,
Do I hear
anywhere.
10? Who will give me 10?
All right.
10. Do I hear 100?
Yes.
100. 500?
You get 5 bingo cards on each big $5 ticket, and you can win up to 5 times per ticket, up to $50,000. That should attract some
Do I
attention.
hear $1 billion?
Bingo.
Sold. Now, who will start the bidding on this lovely thing?
At Burger King, 2 + 2 = $1.99.
Love this place! It's the new Burger King Everyday Value Menu, with many of your favorite Burger King foods at new lower everyday prices. And now 2 flame-broiled burgers and 2 orders of golden fries for $1.99.
They look delicious.
Check your Burger King for their everyday low prices. And now for a limited time, 2 great-tasting flame-broiled burgers and 2 small fries for $1.99. Value every day. Have it your way. I love this place!
Troubled teens gone good, Monday at 6.
There is the current leader in the Olympic downhill, Katja Seitzinger of Germany. Peekaboo Street in second place. And one more serious threat from this strong German team. Katrin Gudmundsson was 3rd, 5th, and 6th in training. Very consistent. She made this team in the final week of the World Cup before the Olympics, finishing 3rd in the Super G in Spain.
And she's an incredibly precise downhiller, very quick from edge to edge, which partly explains all the knee problems that she's had, because in the speed events, when you use so much knee and ankle, it's very easy to get in a position in which you can get hurt.
She's 4/10 behind here on the top.
In the last Olympics, Gudmundsson was one of the leaders of the German team and a medal favorite in the downhill, but this year she's been lurking in the undertow of a surging German powerhouse team, just trying to keep up with her teammates.
Head coach Rainer Mutzler, though, knows that she has experience and grit and is capable of a big performance in a big event.
Traditionally, she's good on the hard, icy courses as this is. And look at her just looking for speed. She's got bounced around a little bit on top. But watch the low position that she maintains and the way that she works her knees and ankles right underneath her body.
1.2 behind her teammate Katja Seitzinger at this stage of the course.
Everybody hitting hard in this Super G-type section here, which is so quick and very, very turny. Nobody's done it as cleanly as Seitzinger did.
Gudmundsson considered one of the real threats of this late in the pack group of skiers, and here comes Gudmundsson down to the finish line. Katrin Gudmundsson and into 14th place. She should be the last serious threat to Katja Seitzinger and the other medalist positions.
They're sprouting those gray hairs.
Peekaboo Street, just glad to see a contender out of the picture. Now here is her teammate Megan Garrity.
Megan's been battling the flu during this whole Olympic pre-race period, and she was very disconsolate after yesterday's training when she didn't feel well and felt like the course skied her. She said, I was bouncing all over the place. She wants to try to be a little more proactive and press over all of the bumps, but you need a lot of energy to do that, and I don't know that she's feeling a whole lot better this morning than she did yesterday.
She didn't finish the Super G, taking a fall with Tommy Moe, her boyfriend, watching as it happened.
A nice jump over the Russi. Tight aerodynamics. dynamic position. She's got to feel good about that jump. Let's see how she does here. Not bad, opened up at the end, as you can see. Very wide open stance. So a lot of air hits her, and of course that slows her down. She needs to stay quiet and keep her skis hugging into the snow. She wants to maintain contact as if there was a magnetic field between her skis and the surface of the mountain.
That is Seitzinger's leading time. Megan Garrity more than a second behind, and a little trouble there.
She's really getting bounced around by this mountain, Tim. She's got to hold it together here. Even to maintain that placing at the last split, she's got to be clean in here. And not bad, not a bad turn. Again, she's not carrying as much speed as the leader, so it's a little bit easier to hold a tight line in that section.
This young racer still considered a very good prospect for the future for the U.S. team. The fellow Alaskan Tommy Moe holding a gold and silver. And for Garrity in this Olympics, a 16th place finish. There's Tommy Moe, and you can see he's cheering for her, knowing that she's not feeling well today, but it's going to be Katja Seitzinger, gold medalist in the women's downhill. Peekaboo Street gets the silver, and Isolde Kostner, a bronze, her second of the games.
The Olympic Winter Games on CBS are sponsored by Budweiser, proud sponsor of the '94 U.S. Olympic team. Comp USA, America's computer superstore, over 5,000 products at guaranteed low prices. And by the creators of Neon, proud sponsors of our 1994 U.S. Olympic team.
Every Neon comes with an advanced single overhead cam 16-valve engine. And its 132 high-tech horses should come in mighty handy when you're trying to coax your car onto a freeway. Say hello to Neon. $89.75 for starters, $12.5 nicely loaded.
No one puts the power of computers in America's hands like CompUSA and IBM. With revolutionary new products for 1994, like the PS1 with rapid resume to get you back to work faster, and the IBM ThinkPad for power to go. IBM and CompUSA, the power you want, the names you trust.
We're everything you're looking for. We're CompUSA, America's computer superstore.
Classic television. Hogan's Heroes.
Green Acres.
Arnold Ziffer. Who played him? Nobody. He was the pig. Remember Family Affair?
Mr. French.
I loved him.
Hey.
He's attractive.
Pete, Link, Julie. Mod Squad. Okay, Ginger or Mary Ann?
Ginger was a bimbo.
Mary Ann. Mary Ann or Jeannie?
Beechwood aged Budweiser.
Jeannie.
Crisp, clean, classic.
All right, everybody, check the side. Put one leg through. Spin around. Hand on your back. Kick and pull. Blow air through your hair and try it again. And tap and pull and stop and get real mad. Take 'em off.
Considering what you go through to put on most jeans, who needs an exercise program? Try Lee, the brand that fits.
How would Connie describe Dan?
On the one hand, Dan is quite formal.
I have no idea what she might say.
There's a marvelous gentlemanliness about him.
She probably would say he sometimes lets his determination get in the way of his sense of humor.
You should have seen him on Letterman.
The runaway train ran over the hill.
But that's the Dan I know. You gotta try to get Dan to sing a cowboy song.
Oh, Dan. Oh, Dan. I don't think David Letterman is quite ready for cowboy songs.
Katja Seitzinger wins the second Alpine gold for Germany.
Pocket, I don't have to.
Good for you, I love
Me too. Thanks, I'm glad you.
For American Peekaboo Street, the silver.
Yeah, we are. We are.
Okay, go ahead.
And Isolde Kostner from Italy, her second bronze. Peekaboo's downhill coach, Ernst Hager.
So good.
I'm sick. Screwed up.
And she was close for the gold, just 6/10 behind the winner. For Peekaboo Street in her first Olympics, silver was great.
What were your expectations today? I expected a medal. I wanted myself to ski well enough to get a medal, and but I was going to settle for a top 5. So I'm stoked I came home with a medal. That's excellent.
Joining Peekaboo Street with a good finish, Hillary Lind in 7th place. So on this challenging mountain, a young American from Idaho followed the musical inspiration she used before her run for silver.
Dreams can come true. Look at me, babe, I'm with you. You know you got to have hope. You know you got to be strong. Dreams can come true. Look at me, babe, I'm with you. You know you got to have hope. You know you got to be strong.
And we are most pleased to be joined now by Peekaboo Street, a newly crowned silver medalist in ladies downhill. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
You know, your coach was joking a few days ago, no interviews for Peekaboo. She already thinks that she has the medal around her neck. How confident were you going in?
I was confident in my ability. I knew that if I maintained calm and relaxed today that I could ski to a medal performance. But I was quite nervous this morning, actually, when I got up and was going through the motions, getting ready to run.
What do you do to get over the nerves?
I think I probably told myself about 800 times to relax. I listened to my music. I just tried to think about the things in the course that I needed to work on that was going to bring me a fast run, and yet try not to analyze things too much, because then you can get everything going too haywire in your brain.
We're going to look at part of your run here. Describe the course for us and tell us what you were thinking through this part.
Well, right now I'm trying to gain speed and then get in a good position for the air. As you can see, I caught too much and opened up too wide, but then got back in my tuck nice. In here, I needed to get direction for this, and I didn't get enough, and then I lifted my tips up. But in here, it's a good section for me. I switch my edges really quickly, let that turn run out, kind of zeke in here, come under the skate, drop over a little roll, and then this turn's a really powerful turn back to the left here. And I skied that well today, and then made a quick switch, as you can see, down into this section.
Tommy Moe said he loved this course. Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
I do. Because it just flows the whole way down. There's no place where you're really sitting and you're bored or you have time to think too much. The whole thing flows together and keeps you on your toes the whole way down. And the thing about it is, the more aggressively you ski on it, the more fun you have. And Tommy and I like to ski that way, I think.
Has there been a mood or an attitude on the Alpine team for the United States? Because you guys are succeeding where so many people said you wouldn't.
Yeah, I think that in a way, we see that as a challenge to try and prove to the people that they're wrong. And also, I just think that it's been a matter of time. We've been in building stages for the past so many years with the team now, like 4 years. We've been building, and it's just been like a time bomb waiting to blow up, and it's going off right now here in Lillehammer, Norway.
You've worked for so many years to reach the medal podium, and you finally got there today. What were you thinking as the ceremony took place?
I was actually trying not to cry. And I was just so excited to see so many people there, and then when he put the medal around my neck, I got a lump right in my throat, and I don't know, I just took a big sigh and thought, wow, everything I've worked for, my dream, it just came true today.
Did anybody ever tell you that one day you'd have an Olympic medal hanging around your neck?
Yeah, I had several people tell me, but I think most of all I knew it in my heart that I would.
Yeah, so you didn't need to tell them.
Well, it's nice to hear it. It's a good confidence booster.
Congratulations, Pete.
Thank you.
Coming up next, more of the men's figure skating finals from Hamar. Vern, Scott, and Tracy are at the Northern Lights Hall when we return.
Hey! What? I don't think it's gonna fit the billboard.
Gotta fit. Presenting McDonald's double quarter pounder with cheese, with 2 juicy quarter-pound patties of beef.
Okay, it fits. Where are you gonna put the fries and the Coke?
The what? With large golden fries and a medium Coke, it's our new double quarter pounder with cheese extra value meal.
Okay, fit. Now where are you gonna put the arches?
The what?
What you want is what you get.
The double quarter pounder with cheese extra value meal.
At McDonald's today.
How do they do it? How does Color Tile always beat our prices?
Look at this, boss. 40, 50, 60% price cuts.
How do they do it?
Find out at Color Tile's in-store presidential clearance. DuPont Stainmaster Plus $9.99 installed. Congolium, every pattern on sale. Ceramic tile up to 60% off. Wood parquet, 32 cents. Wall covering, $2.99. Mini blinds and verticals, buy one, get three free. Color Tile's in-store presidential clearance. 40, 50, 60% price cuts. Sale ends Monday.
How do they do it?
The thinking behind Neon's cab-forward body design is really quite simple. Move some things around, pull the wheels farther apart, push the windshield forward, and voila. Now machinery gets less room and people get more room. Hey, this calls for a little traveling music. Say hello to Neon. $89.75 for starters, $12.5, nicely loaded.
A new chapter has begun in Merrill Lynch's history in Asia. We are the first American securities firm invited to open an office in mainland China. Being there gives our financial consultants a different perspective, which makes a difference for our clients. The difference is Merrill Lynch.
There's nothing like a romantic weekend at a quaint bed and breakfast.
Come on. This looks a little cramped.
Oh, come on. It'll be like having sex at summer camp. Or so I've heard.
Unless you're at this bed and breakfast,
I need to use your phone.
where the guests are very friendly.
Don't you people have something else you could be doing?
Yes, we do, but you're sitting where we would be doing it.
Jane Curtin guests when the world-class comedy of Dave's World returns after the Olympics.
This is the Northern Lights Hall in Hamar, the site of the figure skating. It has a rather mundane exterior, looks kind of like a hot tub. But the aesthetics in the interior are much more pleasing, and the enthusiasm is much more pronounced. We're here for the men's free skate, the gold medal to be decided this evening, and on the ice right now, the 1988 Olympic gold medalist from the United States, Brian Boitano, completing his warm-up. The 1992 gold medalist from Ukraine, Victor Petrenko, and a four-time world champion from Canada, Kurt Browning. We expected to see these three men this evening. Obviously, we just didn't expect to see them quite this early. Hello once again, everybody. I'm Vern Lundquist, along with Scott Hamilton, who won this gold medal in 1984 in Sarajevo. And Scott, what a shock to find at this point in the competition, Boitano in 8th, Petrenko 9th, and Browning 12th.
Who'd have thunk it? You know, in every Olympic Games, it seems like there's a subtle passing of the torch from one generation to the next. And for these three veterans, it seems like they wanted to pass the torch tomorrow, not tonight. But they can have a tremendous effect on the rest of the competition with a strong finish in the free skate. It counts for 2/3 of the overall score. Brian Boitano is still in it for a medal, maybe even gold. He hasn't been mathematically eliminated from that yet. It's kind of improbable, though. It'd be like Troy Aikman throwing 50 for 50 in the Super Bowl for 700 yards. It's possible. It's just not very probable.
We talked with Brian Boitano about the medal possibility. It was a conversation that took place last night.
Mathematically, I could win the gold medal, but I need to reevaluate. I need to just find what's real, you know. I'm not going to skate tomorrow night in hopes of pulling up from 8th to 1st. That's not the right reason, and that's not the reason that I came back. I need to just make myself happy.
Brian Boitano now for the free skate in the 1994 Olympics. His longtime coach Linda Lever said of Brian this afternoon when talking about the lost medal opportunity, he is a man of great courage and integrity. He will handle success and defeat in the same way. He skates to the music of Aaron Copland.
His opening sequence of jumps is very similar to his technical program. He opens with a tonneau Lutz. program in an identical piece of the ice, triple axel. And he does the exact same thing as the technical program. Any hope for a miracle will end with his next mistake. He has to stay clean. Triple combination. Triple flip, a 2-footed takeoff there, and a double. I'm sure he's got to be disappointed so far with his performance. Second triple axel. Beautifully done.
Well, that does bring a huge smile to Boitano's face. That was the jump he missed in the U.S. Nationals in Detroit that cost him the title. And at this point, I think the pleasure for Boitano will come in small increments. It is a very poignant moment for Brian Boitano and his dad, Lou, and his mother, Donna.
So uncharacteristic. If I had to describe Brian Boitano, I'd say technical perfection, but this triple axel in both programs just got tilted backwards, and he couldn't hang on to the landing. Just a phenomenal athlete, and this one comes late in the program. You're so tired here, and this just took sheer determination. Perfectly straight in the air, perfectly landed. That's how you feel when you hit the second triple axel in a long program.
first set of marks for Brian Boitano, these for technical merits.
Well, when Brian Boitano was on, those marks probably would have been straight 8s and 9s. But 2 mistakes can really bring the mark down. Arguably the best jumper that ever lived. I'm sure he wanted those to be higher.
Linda Lieber, his coach, on the left, and the second set of marks for artistic impression.
5/8s and 5/7s. At 30 years old, he put on hold a great professional career to come back and compete one more time in the Olympic Games, and I'll guarantee you, he wouldn't change a day of it. What a thrill for Brian Boitano. I'm sure he would have liked to have been higher, but still, just to participate. That's what it's all about.
Kurt Browning will be next to skate.
On February 19th, 1992, in Albertville, Diane Rolf-Steinrotter of the United States won her silver medal in the giant slalom. She had spent the preceding year recovering from a knee injury, and after her first run this day, was well back in the pack. But her second run was poetry on the hill.
Many of its plastic parts have been labeled for the day they can be recycled. It's painted with a new technology that reduces factory emissions. And its air conditioning refrigerant won't deplete the ozone. No matter which color neon you choose, we've done our darndest to make it green. Say hello to neon. $89.75 for starters, $12.5 nicely loaded.
The more reasons you have for wanting the most secure life insurance for your business, the better the quiet company sounds. Northwestern Mutual Life.
I was just horrified when my daughter had cavities at her last dental visit. I said, "Doctor, what can we do?" He said, "I'll give her a fluoride treatment here, but she's got to brush twice a day the right way at home."
Because you can't have a dentist fluoride treatment every day, between visits, Crest Fluorostat treats your teeth with fluoride to continue the fight against cavities. It's a fluoride treatment for your teeth at home.
So Sally brushed with Crest, and her next visit was great. I've got to act like a mom and think like a dentist.
Crest, a fluoride treatment for your teeth at home.
If another company is promising your business big savings compared to AT&T, compare our best price to theirs. You may discover those big savings are just an illusion. Leaving AT&T doesn't make a lot of sense.
This is CBS.
There are all kinds of investments. Some are straightforward, some are downright risky. Other investments can be difficult to understand. But to find the ones that are right for you, sit here at a Bank One Securities Personal Investment Center and get a free investment analysis from people you trust. Investing with us is a lot more comfortable.
Wow! There's a Culver's in my hometown. Add a taste of butter to choice ground beef. Make it fresh, grill it hot, butter burger, please. Have a side of French fries, double it with cheese. Culver's butter burger, it'll surely please. Mix a batch of custard, whip it up and freeze. Scoop it up, top it up, fancy as you please. Shake splits and malteds, thick and so creamy. Culver's frozen custard, bring your family. Culver's Family Restaurant, old-fashioned quality. Newfangled value, come and see us, please.
In Japan, they can't get enough of American products. They love our clothes, music, food, even our sports. And I imagine when they find out that in northern Illinois and southwest Wisconsin, an Olds Cutlass Supreme Special Edition costs over $5,000 less than the Camry LE, they'd want that too. Well, you can find yours at your nearby New Generation Olds dealer, who sets their own price.
Aaron's, Madison, Hesser, Janesville, Wentworth, Sun Prairie, Carlson, Reedsburg, Cruz, Baraboo.
The First Lady's visit to Janesville tonight at 10.
Current world champion Kurt Browning of Canada, the next to skate, dressed like he's about to portray a character in the movie Casablanca. As a matter of fact, he will play the Humphrey Bogart role.
It seems that destiny has taken a hand.
It seems that destiny has taken a hand. Oh, wow. That's what I felt like at the Olympics. I felt like I didn't have control of my own destiny. someone else did.
He spoke those words about his experience in Albertville in 1992 when he finished 6th. What a bittersweet sense of deja vu he must have now as Kurt Browning begins his free skate in 12th position.
His opening combination is very difficult. Triple axel into triple toe loop. Triple axel, double toe loop. Another extremely difficult combination here. 2 triples, sow cow, into triple loop, and he hangs on to it. Triple flip, he missed this in the technical program.
You could sense a huge sigh of relief then. It was with this innovative program that Kurt Browning won his 4th World Championship last March in Prague. After the disappointment of the technical program here 2 nights ago, he was inundated with faxes from Canada indicating support. You might recall he said rather plaintively, "I need a hug." One of the faxes he received was about 4 feet, 5 feet long, 2 arms extended.
The last difficult move in this program, 1 more triple axel, and he couldn't complete the rotation. Champions react different ways. used to different failures, and Kurt Browning has fought for this long program and turned in an incredible performance. One mistake. I admire this guy so much.
So does his dad, Dewey, and his mom, Nina. They were beside themselves with grief here 2 nights ago. And it is difficult for those, I think, in the United States to understand how enormously popular Kurt Browning is in his native land of Canada and throughout the figure skating community.
He could have doubted it, or he could have fought for it. Could have gone either way, and he fought for this jump all the way. Didn't quite get all the way off the ice like he likes. A slight 2 foot on the landing there. What a gutsy performance. I know he wants this one back because it's his signature jump. He has plenty of speed. He looked like he had lots of energy. But right after he took off, reflex action, he popped this triple axel. He knew right there it wasn't going to happen. He goes, no, I want that one back.
If I hadn't had a cold, I think.
You did all right.
I went up on the axle and went to pull in. It just didn't.
And now the first set of marks for technical merit for Kurt Browning.
That's nice.
5/8 from 2 judges. He did one extremely difficult combination with triple sap, triple loop. Great technician. I know he wants that triple axel back, though. I can guarantee it. He's gonna go, no!
It's a lot of fun to read.
Coach Louis Strong to his right. And the second set of marks.
Casablanca won him a world championship. It's obvious that it's a beautifully constructed program, well delivered.
And it does put him ahead of Brian Boitano in the free skate, thus ending Brian Boitano's gold medal hopes mathematically. Kurt Browning. Victor Petrenko is next.
No, goalie. This hockey team's in trouble.
You with the pretzels. Get in there.
Good thing these new rolled gold pretzels are fat-free.
Unbelievable!
Must be the pretzels.
It must be the pretzels!
Yes!
Are you okay?
Hang on.
A legend in the making!
For great taste that's fat-free, it must be rolled gold.
If they're not Mopar parts, even if they say they'll fit, and look like they'll fit, the question is, will they really fit? Mopar, the only parts made precisely for Chrysler Corporation vehicles, installed by the dealer. It's the only way to be sure. For Mopar parts and service, see your local Chrysler Corporation dealer.
Another bride, another groom, another sunny honeymoon, another season, another reason for making whoopee, for making whoopee.
Experience a new relationship with the news, the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather and Connie Chung, where your world comes together.
All I wanted was the complimentary loofah mitt and a chance to see some ice dancing. Was that too much to ask?
Yep.
Look! It's a restaurant.
Thank God we're saved.
Hey, wait a minute.
Welcome to the Blowfair Claver. Table for 6?
We just saw Kurt Browning skate to the music of Casablanca, and we'll see more film interpretations before the night is done. A few years ago, Victor Petrenko played a role in a real-life drama that should be made into a movie. Ed Bradley explains.
Victor Petrenko of Ukraine. He won the bronze medal in men's figure skating at the Calgary Olympics in 1988 and the gold medal in Albertville. But in the eyes of at least 2 Americans, neither of those accomplishments tells the story of who Victor Petrenko really is. 3 years ago, there was a skating competition in Odessa, Victor Petrenko's hometown, which was then part of the Soviet Union. There was a small group of Americans competing, including the skating pair of 18-year-old Katie Wood and Todd Reynolds. The two had been skating together for less than a year and had done well in the competition. They'd been invited to skate in an exhibition on the final afternoon. Then, in the middle of that performance, something terrible happened.
Todd hit an edge and tripped. I really don't remember much of it. And he fell down as well as I.
When her partner tripped, Katie Wood was in the sport's most vulnerable position, 8 feet above the ground in an overhead lift similar to these.
When she falls, she has no way to break the fall or protect herself. She did land right on the side of her head, right by the temple, and hit very hard. You could tell as the lift was going down, it was going to be serious by the angle. So as we were already on the way out to her as she hit, and by the time we got to her, she was unconscious, and she was bleeding badly from her ears and her mouth. And it was pretty scary, because those falls, I've seen a few of them, and they never end up very good.
As Bob Young helped carry his skater off the ice in this arena and through a doorway, he looked up and saw the one Soviet he knew who spoke a little English, and that was Victor Petrenko.
And I looked up and I said to Victor, I need some help. And he spoke, at the time, spoke English, but very little. His English has improved considerably since, but enough to understand. And I said, I need help, Victor.
And I haven't seen exactly how it's happened, but I saw the result of it, and that was just, for me, was disaster.
He said, don't worry, go to the hospital. He said, I'll take care of it, I'll be there.
But the worries were just beginning. With its visas about to expire, the U.S. team had to leave the country. Only Bob Young stayed behind. And he was soon to discover that at the Oblitsnaya Hospital in the Soviet Union of 1990, the standards bordered on the medieval.
It was very dirty, and I couldn't speak to anybody. The beds that they rolled in were covered with blood. They didn't have any sheets. They were just plastic, like rubber mattresses, and they were just filthy. At night, you couldn't shut the lights off because there were so many cockroaches and bugs that if you shut the lights off, they just immediately came up the walls. They were all on Katie, on the bed, on me. As they took her into the hospital, the nurses came out, and they looked at her, and then they went to get a needle to probably calm her and to give her something. And when I saw the needle, you could tell it had been used many times. It was basically the one needle that they used in the hospital because they were out of supplies. There wasn't any.
I was scared, and I'd see faces come and go, but all I heard was foreign, people were speaking Russian, and I really just didn't know what to expect. I was scared.
And then in the middle of this scene, the life-threatening chaos, filthy conditions, and communications through a pantomime of languages, Victor Petrenko kept his promise. He walked into the hospital with his coach, bearing small miracles.
They have armfuls of sheets and blankets and needles, and Victor had evidently stored all these things at his house or Galina's house in case Victor had gotten hurt.
You would have thought Petrenko's part was done. He was a top-ranked skater with a world championship to train for. But he was not finished taking care of this young skater he didn't even know.
He'd walk in and she'd look up and see him, and her face would just light right up. It was the neatest thing, and I really believe it helped her recovery while in the Soviet Union.
I just knew that he was there and that he cared about my condition.
When she came and said first word, we was just happy because she's still okay, and we knew she was going to be okay.
After 1 week in Odessa, Katie Wood was flown to a hospital in West Germany and then home to the United States. She permanently lost hearing in one ear, but returned to skating, and in last year's U.S. Nationals finished 4th with partner Joel McKeever. She retired and went to college for a semester and is now talking about getting back into the sport. Strangely enough, that week in Odessa was the last time she saw or spoke with Victor Petrenko, though Bob Young has carried news of both skaters back and forth.
It's one of those times where somebody went out of their way to help, and I guess was repaid in a different way I guess it does all come around. He saved her life, and then he went on to become Olympic champion. So had a kind of nice ending for everybody.
As Victor Petrenko gets ready for his free skate, we understand that Katie Wood is back home tonight in Winnetka, Illinois, and a little bit under the weather. Watching Victor Petrenko skate will no doubt bring a smile to her face. The 1992 Olympic gold medalist, and now a part-time resident of the United States. He's chosen Las Vegas as his home. Here is Victor Petrenko.
His opening move is a combination that he has done so many times. A triple axel into triple toe loop. And a double toe loop. It's so difficult to pull the triple if you lose your momentum on the landing of the triple axel. In the technical program, his biggest mistake was coming out forward on the triple Lutz. That's what he's planning right now. He'll vault with his right toe.
Of the three who were expected to contend for the gold medal and found themselves inexplicably back in the pack, that is Boitano and Browning and Victor Petrenko. It was Petrenko, perhaps, who was most affected by it. He really was upset at his performance in the technical program.
He's doing some pretty good things in this program. He has only missed one triple jump so far, and this program is packed. To compete at this level, you need 2 triple axels. Wow. technical program, he seemed lost, dejected, and without any hope. Victor Petrenko has turned in one of his finest performances.
Terrific, young man. Terrific. Oksana Bayul, who in part is supported by Victor Petrenko. She, of course, is the current ladies world champion. And they have in common a coach named Galina Smievskaya.
Ну что, мой зайчик? Все, закончили,
Another look at triple flip, double toe. He'll reach back with his right foot. Tight air position is necessary because he wasn't moving very fast. He barely makes it around. And he throws on a nice double toe loop. Second triple axel. You're extremely tired here. Stamina's a factor. Fatigue. He just fights this one out as well. Great air position and says, no, I'm doing a double toe loop at the end of this one too. That had to be a personal best for Victor Petrenko. I think he landed everything but one triple in this performance. He's got to be extremely happy.
Here are the first set of marks for Victor Petrenko.
Whoa! 5'9" from Romania, 5'7" across the board.
Galina Smievskaya on the left-hand side, and they look at the second set of marks.
1.6.0. You can see disparity here, 5.7s. I don't think those are going to be enough to beat Kurt Browning. But all in all, a great night for Victor Petrenko. After the technical program, he just didn't seem like he wanted to be here anymore, and he pulls off a great performance.
And here are the standings in the free skate portion of the competition. Despite the 6 by Petrenko, Kurt Browning is still the leader. Petrenko is second and Brian Boitano is third, and Browning's lead effectively eliminates Petrenko and Boitano from any medal possibilities. But those standings will impact on the overall gold medal hopes of the youngsters. Yet to skate tonight, Elvis Stoico, the Canadian champion. He is currently in second place. Philippe Candeloro of France, he's currently third. The United States champion Scott Davis, he's currently fourth in his first Olympic Games. And the leader going into the free skate from Russia, Alexei Urmanov.
And we'll have more from figure skating a bit later. But coming up next, we'll update you on all the latest Olympic news, including the latest chapter on the Nancy and Tanya melodrama. Plus, the story from Hawkins Hall. Team USA faced off against the undefeated Swedes. That and more when we return.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream, make it the sweetest that I've ever seen.
Introducing World Business Class from the Global Alliance of KLM and Northwest Airlines. A whole new level of service with more choice in dining. The control of your very own video, but best of all, more personal space. So you can lie back and stretch out and go to sleep. World Business Class from KLM and Northwest Airlines. It's what in the world you've been waiting for.
Creating something great requires teamwork. That's a belief we put into practice every day at the Chrysler Corporation. It's everyone working together to improve customer satisfaction. We call it Customer One, and it's an approach we believe, in time, will have its own sweet rewards.
American business wasted more than $1 billion using the wrong long-distance company. Now there's a way to get that money back. Introducing MCI's $1 billion stimulus plan for American business. Get all the savings from MCI, plus we'll send you a check that doubles your savings every time you get a proof positive statement this year. Call us and put your money where it belongs, back in your business.
Welcome back. After 3 first-round hockey matches, Tim Taylor hadn't lost an Olympic game as coach of Team USA, nor had he won one. But with a win tonight against Sweden, plus a loss by the French, the Americans would move into the medal round. But the Swedes, supported by a vocal crowd, would not comply. And Håkan Loob, formerly of the National Hockey League, knocked in this goal during the third period to seal a 6-4 victory for Team Sweden. It was Håkan with the hot-handed Håkan's Haul. But the United States can still make the medal round. The Americans have to beat or tie Italy Monday night to advance. Also in Pool B, the surprising Slovakians clinched a berth in the medal round by defeating Canada 3-1, and they're looking more and more like a team of destiny. Josef Dano broke a 1-1 tie with this, the first of his 2 goals as the undefeated Slovaks improved to 2-0-2. In other action, Italy eliminated France 7-3, setting up the Monday night showdown with the U.S. for the final spot in the medal round. Playing at the other hockey venue, Jovik's Cavern Hall, Stefan Figliuzzi led the way for the Italians with 2 goals, including this one, which broke open what was then a 1-goal game. So 7 of the 8 spots in the medal round have now been secured, with the lone remaining berth to be decided Monday night when Team USA and Team Italy meet. In other ice-related matters, as planned, Nancy Kerrigan took the day off and did not practice today, but Tonya Harding did, and it was not a good day for her. She fell to the ice and aggravated an already bothersome ankle. Harding was visibly shaken after the fall and had to be consoled by her coach, Diane Rawlinson. Kerrigan and Harding don't compete until Wednesday, but the ice dancers return to the Northern Lights Hall tomorrow night. The 1984 gold medalists, Britain's Jane Torville and Christopher Dean, currently sit in 3rd place after last night's compulsory dances. Today, they admitted that if they'd known how difficult returning to competition would be, they never would have come back. But they will return to the ice tomorrow night. You can see them and the rest of the skaters in the original dance program right here, beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Also tomorrow night, you will see ski jumping from the Olympic Park. It's the large hill high above Lillehammer. Today, in practice jump, gold medal favorite Espen the Eagle Bredesen of Norway set an unofficial hill record. But it didn't last long, as Germany's Jens Weissflog bested Bredesen's mark later in the day. Coming up, it's the women's 500 meters from the Viking ship, where Bonnie Blair skates for another Olympic title. After this message and a word from your local station.
These Chrysler Plymouth people have just gone too far. Plymouth Voyager is already #1 in sales. The competition's going crazy. And still, Chrysler Plymouth makes improvements, including all 1998 safety standards now. Then this, up to $2,600 in cash back and option savings. Right, up to $2,600 on Plymouth Voyager, Grand Voyager, and Chrysler Town & Country. Up to $2,600 in savings. Madness at the minivan store. That's your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
To play this game, you got to have the drive, you got to have the moves, you got to have the love, but most importantly...
Hey, man, you got the ball?
No, I ain't got the ball. You got it?
Say what?
You got to have the ball.
Somebody better bring the ball.
Supposed to bring the ball?
Hey, Chumps. Want a game? The all-new Street Ball. It's a Rawlings, it's only $4.99, and only at Pizza Hut. Get one, because nobody plays without the ball. Crack open a smoother, better draft. Ice Draft from Budweiser. It's ice brewed, chilled below freezing, then cold filtered. From now on,
A cold draft just isn't cool enough. Ask for Ice Draft, only from Budweiser.
It's that place you dream of coming back to. Now a wife, her husband, her father, and her mother are taking the road home to be a family again. Don't miss the show TV Guide calls a true gem. Discover The Road Home, premiering Saturday, March 5th.
This is CBS.
Something big is up at KFC. The new 99-cent Big Value Board, where all day, every day, you'll find 2 whole wings and a biscuit, a thigh and a biscuit, a barbecue chicken sandwich, or a kid's meal with a drumstick and macaroni and cheese. 4 delicious Big Value items in all for just 99 cents each. All day, every day. The new 99-cent Big Value Board at KFC. It's getting rave reviews.
If you are cutting back on atrazine rates, don't cut back on quackgrass control. Spray early with Roundup herbicide for top-notch control at a rock-bottom price. Roundup stops quackgrass before it cuts into your yields for about half the price of rescue treatments. So, see your dealer today and cut quackgrass out of the picture with low-priced Roundup.
Did the Miracle live on? Thursday at 10.
This is the Viking ship, where they are still trying to catch their breaths after yesterday's dramatic gold medal and world record performance by Dan Jansen.
My body is over the ocean.
Even the Dutch are inside here to see if Bonnie Blair can become the first American to win a gold medal in the same event in 3 consecutive Olympics and give the USA back-to-back golds in speed skating. And the Blair bunch have come from Champaign, Illinois to root Bonnie on. Hopefully she can win her 4th gold medal, and her relaxed Dan Jansen and family are here to witness it as well. Bonnie holds the World Olympic and American records, and Yoo Sun-hee of Korea the track record back in December. We have an important pair to start off this 500-meter race. You're looking at Xue Riyang of China, who poses a major threat right off the top to Bonnie Blair. The second fastest time, only 1/10 of a second off Bonnie's pace in Calgary in January, and Bonnie admitted she was shocked and stunned by what Riyang had done. She will begin on the outer and on the inner from Germany, Angela Hauk. In fact, Germans will be in the first 4 pairs. Once a chief rival to Bonnie, she retired for a year, then has returned and was in 6th place in the sprint championships in January at Calgary. Hauk and Riyang, a very fine pair to start.
Great pair to start out this Olympic 500 meters for the women. Riyang, she's one of the fastest over the first 100 meters. Hauk will probably have to do some catching up after the first 100. She's known as a good 1,000-meter skater. That means it's the last 400 after she picks up speed. She's got to get back that time she lost over the first 100. Good start. Start of a 500 meters, you got to open up as hard as you can. Some quick, choppy strokes. Try to get down into that classic speed skating stroke.
And Riyang, good time. She needed to be under 10.7. She's at 10.51, and that's better than world record pace for the 100.
Good opening 100 meters. Now she gets to chase Hauk down that backstretch, just like a race car. You get a good draft off your pair. Now she has to think about setting up that tight inner turn. Not quite as crucial with the women as it is with the men.
Riyang will finish on the inside in this 1 1/4 lap race, and here she comes. She is a threat in this race, and Bonnie Blair knows it. Xue Riyang. And this could be a very impressive time, and she crosses at 39.71. It is not a record, but Xue Riyang has established a good time to beat.
She's established a very good time. Now she's got to sit around and wait. There's probably about 4 or 5 other women who have a good shot at this race, and now all she can do is put on her skate guards, take her skates off, and wait.
Bonnie Blair warming up, and her fans are wearing on top what they hope that Bonnie will wear around her neck, gold when it's all over. For more, here's Ed Bradley of CBS News.
Bonnie Blair will probably have some 60 members of her family and friends here, Dick, but if you think that's a lot of support, you should see what she has back home. If you're Bonnie Blair and you need a lift to the local radio station, who better to ask than the Champaign, Illinois police?
Hi, sure, how are you? So what's your name? Steven.
On this day last summer, Bonnie and the police have arrived like the cavalry to help Midwestern flood victims.
And so on my behalf and the police department's behalf, we'd like to give $500 to help everyone.
When surrounding areas are in trouble and in need, and I can give back a little bit, that's kind of like repaying for everybody that's given to me way back when I was struggling.
No one boosted Blair more than the Champaign police. After meeting her in a coffee shop 11 years ago, they decided to sponsor the teenage speed skater with unlimited dreams. Sergeant Danny Strand says it was a wise investment.
The day I met her, she was a bubbling 17-year-old kid, and she's still that way today. She still has that youthful personality about her. I think that's what America loves about her. She's so sweet.
After all, how many star athletes like to hang out with cops?
Well, I guess, you know, if I get caught speeding, maybe I'll get a little bit of help. I don't know. They have been very good to me.
Her down-to-earth values have made Bonnie the darling of Champaign, according to Phil Hirsch of the Chicago Tribune.
She's the kind of kid who you'd see playing in the police softball league on Sunday afternoons and then going down to the local bar. And she'd probably drink a root beer while the cops drank a beer, but that's Bonnie.
Even corporations have embraced the skater once known as America's kid sister. When the National Frozen Food Association needed a star to hand out awards, it turned to the fastest thing on ice.
Thank you. Whether we're competing on the ice or in the frozen food industry, going for a gold medal or a golden penguin, we must rely on our pride, hard work, and our reputation to drive us forward and stand us apart from all others.
Who better to hand out golden penguins for sales than a gold medalist with an untarnished reputation?
Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. All right, who gets to carry it? Thank you. Okay.
Blair's wholesome personality comes from her family.
Great, how are you?
Just listen to her mom's reaction when she learned Bonnie was going to appear on the cover of Life.
When it came out that day, I was really quite shocked, and I thought, that's my daughter.
In Albertville, Bonnie gave her mom more thrills by winning 2 gold medals, and the matriarch of the Blair bunch became nearly as famous as her youngest daughter.
I'd have people that would recognize me, and they would not only ask how I was, they're like, oh, well, I think you did great and everything, but how's your mom? You know?
It's the love that family has generated and that Bonnie has generated that attracted those hundreds and hundreds of people to Albertville, many of whom could barely afford their trip and were scraping together to save up for it. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
The Love Fest continued after Albertville. Bonnie opened state fairs, spoke to elementary school assemblies, and made appearances at the local supermarket.
Cereal all by yourself? No. No? Are you sure? Who helped you?
Champaign even decided to name a street after her.
You know, it just goes to show how much that town still really thinks of me, and you know, they're still giving to me to a certain extent, and it's just amazing the things that have happened.
And rest assured, no matter what happens in Lillehammer, Bonnie will always be able to go home again. And you can be certain, Dick, she wants to go home with another gold medal.
I'm sure she does, Ed. Meanwhile, we have one more pair before Bonnie skates. Her moment is getting close.
The Olympic Winter Games on CBS are sponsored by Chrysler Plymouth, proud sponsor of the 1994 U.S. Olympic team. Visa, official card and traveler's check of the 1994 Olympic Winter Games. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. And by the Walt Disney World Resort in Florida.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
But the fire is so delightful.
And since we've no place to go,
let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Oh, it doesn't show signs of stopping.
And I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Recently, Jim Holland made the longest ski jump in history.
He stayed in the air for 30 minutes and flew the equivalent of 36 miles in a wind tunnel. Part of the U.S. ski team's training program for the '94 Winter Olympics, made possible by Visa and its card holders. So if you go to Lillehammer, pull for the team and pull out your Visa card. Because while hard work and training may be their ticket, you can't buy yours at the Olympic Games with American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
These Chrysler Plymouth people have just gone too far. Plymouth Voyager is already #1 in sales. The competition's going crazy. And still, Chrysler Plymouth makes improvements, including all 1998 safety standards now. Then this, up to $2,600 in cash back and option savings. Right, up to $2,600 on Plymouth Voyager, Grand Voyager, and Chrysler Town & Country. Up to $2,600 in savings. Madness at the minivan store. That's your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Wondering if you're pregnant? This blue line gives an answer even your doctor could trust. It's the line in One Step Clear Blue Easy. If you see it, you're pregnant. If you don't, you're not. Clear Blue Easy. All you need to know in one line.
My hemorrhoids hurt so much, I was afraid I needed surgery. But my doctor said they weren't serious, and it's time I used Preparation H.
Preparation H helps relieve the symptoms of inflamed hemorrhoidal tissues, often bringing relief from itching, burning, and painful irritation for hours. Doctor recommended Preparation H.
2 generations of cop.
Your granddad's pretty spectacular.
Shut up.
2 perspectives on crime.
You can't identify the victim, you'll never identify the killer. First rule of homicide.
But when the new wave and the old school join forces...
You got a Xerox machine?
Says you lied, Alan. Damnedest thing I ever saw.
A new breed of justice is born.
I could learn a lot from you.
Are you putting me on? Get set for excitement with George C. Scott and Dan Cortez. Thursdays on CBS. Traps.
Back inside the Viking ship, one of Bonnie Blair's chief threats has already skated in this women's 500-meter event, Xue Riong of China. In the second pair, beginning on the inner, is Franziska Schenk, only 19 years old, the world junior champion. And the Canadian on the outside is Catriona LeMay, who was in 14th place in the last Olympics, a former high school track star. She does not start out that well, but her time is under 40 seconds for her personal best.
Neither of these women have a good opening 100 meters. I expect their times are probably going to be right around, high 10 seconds, high 11 seconds. We'll have to see. So it's a good start. Again, those quick choppy strokes, get up to speed as quick as you can. Then you got to settle down, start pushing out to the side, swing those arms out in front of you on the straightaway.
They're behind the pace set by Riong. And crashing is LeMay of Canada. Schenk continues to skate, and she will finish on the outer.
Good opening, 100 meters for Schenk. Now she's got to concentrate. The pair that she's skating with has fallen down, but it shouldn't cause her any problems in this 500 meters.
Here comes Franziska Schenk of Germany. Her personal best was set on this very ice in December in the World Cup, and she will clock a time of 39.7, and she moves ahead of Xue Riong. That is a definite surprise here. She lost her pair, skated alone, and Schenk defeated the Chinese, who was expected to medal and still might. But this is a big surprise.
Big surprise, and it's funny, these Olympics are full of surprises. It's a race that you only skate once every couple of years, once every 4 years. Every once in a while, there's a long shot. This is where LeMay, the Canadian skater in the outer, goes down. So many skaters have had problems in the corners. They get in those first few crossover strokes. The ice is hard. They slip, lose their balance, and before you know it, down LeMay goes. She hits the mats, and the race is over for her.
Race is not over for Bonnie Blair. She's just about ready to skate herself. The Blair Bunch from Champaign, Illinois, and they brought banners signed by those who couldn't come over themselves. And upstairs, Dan Jansen anxiously awaits himself. So now it is Bonnie Blair's turn. She set the world record in the Calgary Olympics back in 1988. But right now at age 29, she's closer to that year than she has ever been. The clock is still her #1 competitor. She races for herself, against the clock, not against an opponent, Eric.
And that's what makes Bonnie Blair so strong. She's really dominated the 500 meters for a number of years, but she's never happy unless she skates a personal record. A personal record is an old record, and I think she would like to see that broken today, because if she can do that, that'll be a world record.
So Bonnie will start on the inner. On the outer will be Moni Garbrecht of Germany, who won a bronze in the 1,000 meters in Albertville. She was the world champion sprinter 3 years ago, but Bonnie Blair, America's little sister, but a tough lady on ice, getting set to try to win another gold medal.
Bonnie is very mentally tough. She's strong, has some of the best technique, especially in the corners, of any of the skaters out here. She should have one of the fastest opening 100 meters. If she can do that and is confident in these turns, I think she is going to have the fastest 500 meters.
And she is at 10.6. Not as good as her best 100-meter time, but there she goes. Bonnie Blair, who will finish on the outer, looking for her 4th Olympic gold medal. She's won 11 of her 12 World Cup or World Championship sprint races this year.
And looks very good going down that backstretch. Now she's got to stay close to those lane markers. Keep her technique over that last 100 meters.
Here she comes, Bonnie Blair, trying to move into the lead here. She needs to if she's to win another gold, and her time is 39.25, and Bonnie Blair has moved into the lead. She couldn't do any better. She's in first place. And Bonnie's mom, Eleanor, goes wild. Bonnie Blair with the 3rd fastest time of her career.
This is Bonnie's last outer. She's known as one of the best corner skaters in the women's field. Keeps her head up, leans into those lane markers, steps in close with her feet, swinging those arms across her body so she can stay as close to those markers as possible. Over the last 50, Bonnie powers her way, swinging those arms up in front of her, eyes focused ahead, and she skates through that finish line because every second counts in this race.
And with that performance, Bonnie Blair may have moved one step closer to Olympic immortality. We'll see. Yoo Sun-hee of Korea, who has the distinction of being the only skater to beat Bonnie Blair this season. The defeat was here at Hamar in the World Cup, where she won by 0.2 of a second. So Yoo Sun-hee will begin on the inner, and Kyoko Shimazaki of Japan, who 3 years ago at the age of 19 was the youngest skater to win a World Cup event at any distance.
Sun-hee having the track record until Bonnie just skated has to feel very comfortable at this rink. That's important in a 500 meters because it gives you the chance to be aggressive on the turns. And it's a good start for both these skaters. We should see Sun-hee come across that first 100-meter time in about 10.8 seconds.
She is a very fast starter, 10.68. So Shimazaki and Yu, who's at 10.55. So both of these skaters challenging Bonnie Blair as they go to the crossover. Yoo Sun-hee will have the final outer, but Shimazaki also skating well.
Sun-hee looking very good down that backstretch, low to the ice, getting a lot out of each stroke. She's staying right close to those lane markers like you want in this race. That's the hardest part, staying close to those lane markers on the turn.
It's going to be close, and both skaters are really working together. On the outer is Yoo Sun-hee, and she will cross first with a time of 39.92, and that's not good enough. She takes a spill, an outstanding performance, but Bonnie Blair still has the lead in this 500-meter competition. Ye Chabo of China, Bonnie's rival the past few years. No love lost between the two. She just missed beating Bonnie in the last Olympics, and her turn to make the big challenge coming up next.
Tylenol remembers yesterday at Lillehammer.
He's got it!
And it is a world record.
I'll get a headache just from tension and strain and stress.
My daughter does help contribute to my headache.
You're clenching your teeth.
My back gets tired in between my shoulders.
I had headaches a lot.
Introducing Extra Strength Tylenol Gel Tabs. All the power of Extra Strength Tylenol, made with an innovative patented gel coat technology. They work hard on your toughest pain.
It does look high-tech.
The gel tabs were strong enough to take my pain away. It worked fast for me.
They did the trick.
Tylenol Gel Tabs, the newest form of powerful pain relief.
Works.
Four-wheel, fully independent suspension. 24 valves, 214 horses. Speed proportional steering. Four-wheel ABS and computerized traction control. And cab-forward design for greater stability. At last, an American luxury car that can make these feel like invitations instead of warnings. Presenting the Chrysler LHS, an eloquent expression of form following function.
Spring is coming, we're changing our gears. Hardware has a whole new meaning at Sears. We've got garden shears to flatter your shape, shiny metal coils that really work great, toolkits in black, great new shades too. Our shock absorbers look so good on you. It's a prettier style, we're changing around here. Come see the softer side of Sears. Woo,
Suddenly you're alive with beauty. You radiate a special light.
Experience Lightness Light Natural Makeup, L'Oreal's most natural look. An extraordinary cream gel formula that gives smooth, even coverage. Lightness Makeup by L'Oreal, more beautiful by design.
Watch the birdie. With AT&T's speech recognition,
So please.
your customers don't have to push buttons to route 800 calls.
Please hold. We'll connect you.
They just have to talk.
Cool.
One more reason AT&T is the best in the business.
After you share a moment with the world, spend an hour with Dave.
I feel great. It's showtime. I'm getting ready to go on stage.
You can bump the hat, lady.
Maybe that's a keeper.
You had to be there.
Honey Chung couldn't make it tonight.
That's why Sir Dave is a champ.
Late Show with David Letterman.
Hi, Dave.
World-class fun, weeknights.
There's going to be plenty of non-stop Olympic action, so remember, wear a cup.
Bonnie Blair leading in the women's 500 meters. She's relaxed, waiting for the final skaters to make their bid. And here is a story that did not develop in this Olympics. Ye Chabo of China, who last season never lost a 500-meter race, beat Bonnie Blair every time out, but then knee surgery this summer, and she is not expected to pose the challenge anticipated here. Chabo will start on the outer at 29 years of age, and on the inner, another outstanding skater who's a threat for a medal, Susan Auk of Canada, who trains on the fast Calgary ice, Eric, and she should find this surface to her liking.
That's right. Auk has one of the fastest 100-meter split times. We'll have to see what she can do here today. I suspect that this ice is fast. I don't know if we'll see a world record. The other interesting thing is Ye Chabo. You know, last year she had a great year. This year she's been suffering, but she's been working hard at the start, which is her weakest part of this race.
Susan Auk, by the way, has the fastest 100-meter time ever at 10.46. We'll watch it. And Auk has a time of 10.52, so that's better than Bonnie Blair's time by 8/100ths of a second. And on the crossover, Auk will have the final outer.
Auk worked that first inner turn very well, picked up speed. It's very good going down that backstretch, low to the ice, pushing straight out to the side. Looks good around that turn. Canadians are great on the turns.
Susan Auk of Canada who has the 4th fastest time here in December in the World Cup, and she has lost some on the last lap and will cross with a time of 39.61, and that will put her into 2nd place. She had a shot of beating Bonnie Blair at the first 100, but she couldn't do it in her lap, and Bonnie Blair looks to be looking awfully gold in this Olympics once again. And in fact, judging by the embrace with Bonnie and her coach Nick Tomitz, who has worked awfully hard with her, they feel the gold medal is in her pocket. I know the Blair bunch feels that way as well. That's 3 straight Olympic gold medals in the women's 500 meters. Quite an accomplishment and quite a performance by Susan Auch from Canada today as well.
Chaubo on the outer. She's been plagued with a knee injury for about 2 years, had some surgery this summer, removed some loose bodies from her knee, but she has never been back up to that same standard that she was at last year. Auch, a great race. She's one of the fastest over the first 100 meters. Good turn, stays close to those lane markers, and over that last 50 meters, keeps her head up, swings those arms out in front of her. You can see just how tired she is. Good effort, skates through that finish line.
Susan Auch, a strong medal contender, and right now she is in 2nd place. Check this out. They were singing "Bring Back My Bonnie to Me," and Bonnie is taking it literally. She's going to the bunch herself. Bonnie Blair goes into the crowd to see her supporters, and she's got her skates on as well.
Watch out for those skates. Yeah.
Whose skates are they?
Hey, Vaughn! Let's see that ring. Yeah, let's check it out. I think she's got the biggest. I can tell Bonnie.
Bonnie!
Are you kidding me?
No question, Bonnie's going to get all the headlines for winning her 3rd straight 500-meter Olympic gold medal, but not to be unnoticed, a poignant Olympic story. This is Kristen Talbot, who's 23 years old, from Schuylerville, New York. Kristen Talbot was willing to give up a shot at competing in this, her 3rd Olympic Games, to save her brother's life, and she's back on the ice. She will start on the outer, and on the inner will be Christina Eged of Hungary. But we're looking at Talbot, who just a few weeks ago donated bone marrow to her 19-year-old brother, who was diagnosed with aplastic anemia. Amazingly, she's back performing, Eric.
Big comeback. That's kind of a painful procedure. She had an aspirin taken from her pelvis. It kept her off the ice for about a week, but she's been back in form over the last couple weeks and feeling actually pretty good. Not known as a good opening 100-meter skater. She should get across that line in about 11 seconds.
And that's what she did, Eric. She was 25th in Calgary and then improved to 17th at the last Olympics in Albertville. And Kristen Talbot on the crossover. She'll have the final in her.
Talbot has been working hard on her turns. She has a tendency of sitting up a little bit. She's got to stay down low to that ice. And over this last 100 meters, it's so important that she sits back and tries to get as much glide out of each stroke as she can.
Kristen Talbot does not get her personal best, but a story in itself that she was able to race in these Olympics after trying to save her brother's life. But Blair wins again, and Michael Barkan has joined the Blair bunch to get Bonnie's reaction.
Bonnie, tell me about the race today. You got off to a good 100 meters and you blazed on through. 3rd best time ever for you.
Yeah, I mean, my opener was okay. I think I would have liked to have had a little bit faster one, but I had a good lap, and like you said, it was one of my fastest race evers. You know, that's hard coming to this. You know, we know just watching DJ the other day in his 500, and I mean, I just got out there. I felt great the whole way through it, and I was real happy to see that clock when I stood up.
How special was this for you, especially on the heels of what Dan did yesterday?
Well, definitely after what DJ did yesterday, I felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. And I was just happy that he was able to pull through. I knew he looked good in the morning. I was here watching him skate before the races. He looked real solid on his skates, and I knew for sure he was going to win yesterday. I was just real happy to see that world record. That even made it more special.
Mrs. B, I know it's tough for you to watch sometimes. You get a little nervous. What was it like for you?
You bet. Gosh, I don't know. I'll tell you the truth. I'm still kind of in shock.
They wore the right color caps today, didn't they? We'll be back to the Viking ship in just a moment.
Ah, yes, the guinea pig. When a new car comes out, nobody wants to be one. This past year, a number of pioneering souls bought the new Chrysler Concorde. Did they make the right decision? Among 129 new models sold, the Concorde was in the top 10 in owner satisfaction, along with Lexus and Mercedes, proving that sometimes good things come to those who don't wait. The Chrysler Concorde, an eloquent expression of form following function.
Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream.
Hey guys, on me. Boy, Alexander Holyfield's some nice guy.
Yeah, a real humanitarian.
We're back with a new AquaTread. An AquaTread for performance sedans. Introducing the new Eagle AquaTread with 2 aqua channels to sweep water away and keep its tread in contact with the road. The racing-inspired performance of a Goodyear Eagle. The wet traction of an AquaTread. The new Eagle AquaTread, only from Goodyear. We say the best tires in the world have Goodyear written all over them.
This is CBS.
Sometimes you need to see a doctor. Nothing life-threatening, but you want help now. That's when your Dean Care Healthcare Partnership comes in handy. Dean Urgent Care Partners, patients, physicians, staff, work together on the little emergencies immediately, conveniently, completely.
Partners in healthcare, Dean Urgent Care. You and Dean care, partners who care.
Oh, Mary Kitchen Hash. What I really have to say is, you are my favorite partner. Your tender beef, your fine Idaho potatoes. Oh, you and I would be beautiful together. I never want to leave your side.
Eggs complement Mary Kitchen Hash very nicely. So when you think of eggs, think of Mary Kitchen Hash from Hormel Foods.
Shall we say lunch then? Or dinner tonight, perhaps?
Rowdy fans at UW basketball games. Story tonight.
Back at the Viking ship, American women have always seemed to excel in the 500, and this year was no exception. Bonnie Blair now has won 3 gold medals in 3 straight Olympics in the same event. Surprise bronze medalist was Franziska Schenk of Germany. And by the way, Kristen Talbot ended up 20th. And now, Eric Heiden, we are really on the brink of history, because on Wednesday is the women's 1,000-meter race. And if Bonnie Blair wins the gold, she'll be the first American woman Olympian to win 5 gold medals. It would be over 3 Olympics. It should be exciting then.
And Bonnie has a very good chance of winning the gold medal. She's worked hard at the longer sprint distances. She has won a lot of the World Cup 1,000-meter races. She's going to be the one to beat in the 1,000 meters here at the Olympics.
But before Wednesday, we have a lot of work to do, because Johan Olof Kost tomorrow can set a big Norwegian standard and win his 3rd gold medal of these games. 3 distance races. You have to go back to the 1952 Oslo Games. Jarmir Andersen won 3, and if Kost can do it tomorrow, he's got 3 as well.
It's a big day for Johan tomorrow. He's done well at the 1,500 meters, the 5,000 meters, so he's on a roll. Again, his biggest contenders are going to be that strong Dutch team.
And the crowd will be behind him tomorrow. So more exciting speed skating yet to come here at the Viking ship. And as we leave you, let's pay another salute, another gold medal to America's little sister, Bonnie Blair. So long, everyone.
She's
So Bonnie Blair gets her 4th gold medal, tying her for the most by an American woman with diver Pat McCormick, swimmer Janet Evans, and sprinter Evelyn Ashford. The Blair bunch got what they came for in her race and afterward at a party.
Thanks for coming, you guys. This was very special. I guess, as you know, a couple of days ago, you know, it doesn't always happen the way you want to, but this time it did, and it did for DJ yesterday. And here's to 2 more races I gotta go.
And this was the scene back home in Champaign, Illinois, at Doyle's. All is sweetness and light in the speed skating world. Remember, you'll see Bonnie Blair skate again Monday night. She goes after a 5th gold medal in the 1,500 meters in the Viking ship. A teammate of Bonnie's, Kristen Talbot, also raced in the 500 today, finishing 20th. As Dick Stockton told you earlier, Kristen and her brother Jason have a special relationship. And after her race, Kristen called him today.
Hey.
Hey, Jay, what's up?
Not much.
How you doing?
Good. I heard you had a little slip at the beginning there, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Wasn't a good opener. Everything else was good, though.
That's good.
So, yeah.
That's good.
So your counts are up, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, your sport's too complicated. I think you should switch over to short track.
Yeah.
It's a real sport.
Where I can get knocked down and be bummed out.
Yeah. It's funner that
At
way.
least I can blame it on myself if I do bad.
Jason doing better every day. Kristen is an Olympic hero of the highest caliber. Next, we'll go back down to Vern, Scott, and Tracy at the Northern Lights Hall for more figure skating. Apparently, they found Elvis, and he's skating for Canada coming up next.
The Olympic Winter Games on CBS are sponsored by Goodyear, #1 in tires. Merrill Lynch. For clients around the world, we make the difference. The difference is Merrill Lynch. And by Lincoln Mercury and the complete line of the 1994 Mercury automobiles.
You realize you're one of 100 applying for this job?
Oh, yes, sir.
Good. Let's get to the terms.
Generous salary. Club membership. Car, wait, this isn't a Mercury Sable.
It happens to be the very latest.
Latest to imitate the Sable.
Is that so?
Bottom line, no Sable, no deal.
Fine. Then I suggest,
Gordon, you see about getting my new executive vice president here a Sable. A nice red one, Gordo.
Mercury Sable with standard dual airbags and available ABS brakes. Accept no substitutes.
I want to tell you about my home far, far away. My mother and father are there, and I miss them.
Communication in all its forms links us one to another. For communications to advance, capital is critical.
Don't forget your homework. Bye.
That's why so many communications companies talk to Merrill Lynch. In the last 3 years, we raised over $50 billion for communications companies around the globe. More than any other financial firm. We connect investors to opportunities and the people of the world to each other. For them, it makes a difference. The difference is Merrill Lynch.
Live from the Daytona International Speedway, it's NASCAR's gold medal event, the Daytona 500, Sunday on CBS.
It happens only once a year. And once again, the entire planet will be watching. This week, as you watch one world event, prepare for the next. March 1st, the planet rocks with the Grammy Awards on CBS.
Welcome to Saturday Night at the Movies. Appearing tonight, Elvis Stoico starring in Dragon, the story of martial arts expert Bruce Lee. Scott Davis will then take to the streets of New York in West Side Story. Philippe Candeloro offers a performance you can't refuse as the Godfather. And And the Russians are coming as Alexei Urmanov joins the cast to see who wins the award for Best Olympic Performance by a Male Skater. We're back at the Northern Lights Hall, an intimate little arena where 6,000 have gathered for the men's free skate tonight. This program accounts for 2/3 of the final score, 4 minutes and 30 seconds alone on the ice with the gold medal at stake. And after the technical program, Alexei Urmanov of Russia is in first place, a man who finished 3rd at the recent European Championships. Elvis Stoyko second, Philippe Candeloro third, and Scott Davis is fourth. The order of skate determined by draw has Stoyko skating first. Candeloro will skate second. Urmanov will skate third. And the two-time United States champion Scott Davis, in his first Olympic appearance, will skate fourth. And the first to skate, the dynamic young Canadian champion, 21-year-old Elvis Stoyko. He's a martial arts expert, and he pays tribute to one of his heroes. Elvis will skate to the music of Dragon, the Bruce Lee story.
This program is extremely well designed. Opening jump at triple Lutz. Watching him all week, he just gets stronger every day. He's probably the best trained athlete in the entire men's event. Watch this combination, triple axel into triple toe loop. He singles it. I have not seen him miss that all week.
Nerves?
You wouldn't think so. He's been so relaxed. He's going to do a quadruple combination. It's going to be right here, quadruple toe, triple toe. No, he decides to do another triple axel. Triple toe instead. He is thinking on his feet. Whoa.
How difficult to change the program in midstream like that.
You have to be great. And Elvis is great. Next jump could be the gold medal. Beautiful triple axel.
Nothing to it.
delivered the goods technically. Now it's up to the judges. Is he strong enough artistically? That could make the difference in this competition.
Two years ago in Albertville, Elvis Stoico just might have skated better than anybody in the free skate. But he didn't have the respect of the judges, and he wound up 7th. His mom and dad, Irene and Steven Stoico. Now the agonizing wait to see if 9 people appreciate what he has done as much as this crowd does. That's his choreographer, Ushi Kessler, who has done a lot to improve his artistic impression.
Another look, he improvised. This was supposed to be a quad, but he missed his first triple axel. Look at the strength, the height, the air position. He just pulls this thing out and says, no, I'm not giving up. Let's see a triple toe loop right here. What a fighter. One more triple axel. I thought this might mean the gold medal if he missed it, and this was better than the first one.
Hi, Mark.
Technically awesome.
His coach, Doug Lee, on the right. Here are the first set of marks for Elvis Stoico.
The man is awesome. What cost him the technical program to Alexei Urmanov was the second mark. This mark is crucial.
No, you can hear the groans from the crowd.
He has improved so much artistically. He's come a long way. But these judges are very conservative, and it takes them a long time to turn their act around.
If he wins the free skate, he wins the gold. He's in the lead right now.
Okay, folks, fasten your seatbelts.
Hard check. 3 players scramble. Another shot. It hits the post. Scramble for the puck. Shot. Glove save.
All right, next play is Flash 87 Blue.
Wyatt! Please, I'd like to try this thing. Call home. It's nice to be recognized, finally.
Call now for the revolutionary voice-activated phone card, only from Sprint. Finding the right spokesperson for Mercury wasn't easy at first. The famous basketball player, you know, the one who can jump so high, wanted too much money. The famous actress got a last-minute movie deal. The famous race car driver didn't have room on his uniform for our logo. And this guy? No. But then it hit us. Why not use real people? People like you and me. We'd let them drive the cars and experience firsthand the great Mercury ride in the fully equipped comfort. They'd be so impressed, they'd tell their friends, and their friends would tell their friends. And in the end, maybe we wouldn't need a famous spokesperson. Let the cars speak for themselves. Of course, we have to admit, a nice slow-motion slam dunk would have been pretty neat, too. All this on the quality of a Mercury.
Hi again, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien with a friendly invitation to join us on Olympic Late Night right after your local news. We've got a special Saturday night edition of the Rock and Roll Highlights. Pat's home video will go boldly where no one has gone before. And if you thought that Cool Runnings was a far-fetched fantasy, tonight you'll see some really bizarre bobsledders. So go ahead, buy the early edition of the Sunday paper, put some hot cocoa on the stove, and join us from Lillehammer. It's Saturday night. Be there.
Representing France and currently in third place entering the free skate, here's another terrific athlete, Philippe Candeloro, with a continuation of his interpretation of the music from The Godfather.
This program is quite amazing. Going into his opening move with a great deal of speed, triple axel. Big one. Triple combination, and he hangs on to it. Wow. Philippe is somewhat streaky skater. He's either really good or he's really all over the place. Tonight he's fantastic.
Elvis Stoico has stayed in the arena to watch Philippe Candeloro, so he's watching this as you are.
4 minutes and 17 seconds into his program. Not a person on this planet that I know very well would want to try a second triple axel. It's coming up at 4:27. And he singles it. I always question the judgment on putting such a difficult jump at the end of the program, and it was his only mistake.
Elvis Stoico and Kurt Browning watching Felipe Candeloro, who just might have a little bit of a broken heart.
Well, watching the choreography of that program, you realize that Felipe is not a normal guy. And a normal guy wouldn't put a triple axel at the end of the program. That's the last impression on the judge's card, is a fall on a single axel. It'll be interesting to see how it reflects in his marks. Another look at the opening triple axel. This thing was huge. Look at the height. He just gets all the way up in the air. Great air position, good speed coming out, and he just throws that second jump. This is amazing. Double toe loop. Triple Lutz, this is nice. Look at the height on this as well. He gets up in the air really well. Good air position. Comes down, safe landing. And I got to get him to teach me how to do this. Felipe Candeloro, extremely inventive.
Salut tout le monde. Salut papa, salut Bernadette, salut Gwen.
And the first set of marks, technical merit for Felipe Candeloro.
You have to wonder what those marks would be if the last impression in the judge's mind wouldn't have been a fall at the end of the program.
Now, artistic impression.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. These judges are very conservative. Some are going to love it, some aren't.
That puts Candeloro second overall. Elvis Stoico still in the lead. The leader in the overall competition, Urmanov, is next.
Final call.
We've got to move fast, Kirby. I hope you booked Hertz.
Not exactly, but this company's fast.
As fast as Hertz #1 club goal?
Not exactly, but they do have a special place to pick up the car.
Like Hertz?
Not exactly, but it'll be waiting.
Under a canopy? With the keys in it?
Not exactly.
And protected from the weather?
Not exactly.
In Rent-A-Car, there's Hertz and there's not exactly. Make sure you choose the right one.
Counting on that promotion, Kirby?
No, not exactly. Ah!
American racing know-how just went from pavement to ice. To help the U.S. bobsleigh team, race car champion Jeff Bodine and his team used IBM personal computers to create a radical new design. At the test track, IBM ThinkPads analyzed data. Improvements were made on the spot. Now, for the first time in 38 years, an American-made bobsled is competing in the Winter Games. If you want a good look at it, don't blink. The 1994 Olympic Winter Games. Gold, silver, bronze, and blue.
Is the Commandant of the U.S. Coast Guard sailing into some of the same stormy seas that capsized the Chief of Naval Operations this week? 60 Minutes, Sunday.
Experience a new relationship with the news. The CBS Evening News with Dan Rather and Connie Chung, where your world comes together.
This is CBS.
Security Bank has a lot of different home equity loans for all kinds of new driveway additions. To improve your drives, call 1-800-24-BANKING. Apply 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Security Bank's wide variety of home equity loans are straightening out a lot of teenagers. For $1 million smiles, call 1-800-24-BANKING. Apply 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
This is a News 3 update.
A Madison bartender is wounded in an early morning shooting after 3 men try to enter the bar after hours. First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton in Rock County today promoting the administration's health care plan. They love that Dan Jansen in Milwaukee. Some guys even put up a billboard congratulating him on his gold medal winning skate. In the weather, Jeff says it'll be turning cooler tomorrow. This has been a News 3 update. More at 10.
We've seen them in Lillehammer, but we found a company in Cambridge that produces sparks. I'm News 3 traveler Mark Kane. The story of these American-made sleds, Monday on News 3.
Did the miracle live on? Thursday at 10.
Representing Russia, Alexei.
Here is the leader. He's 20 years of age from Russia. The stylish young skater Alexei Urmanov in first place entering the free skate. He has chosen the music of Rossini.
Well, Elvis Stoico has set the standard. Alexei Urmanov cannot make any mistakes. Opening triple axel. Alexei is one of the new breed of skaters that have a quadruple jump in their arsenal. If he does it, it'll be right here. Triple toe loop. His second triple axel. And he hits it beautifully.
He does have an almost lyric quality about him.
And in front of this conservative panel of judges, you have to wonder, with this classic style and a clean performance so far, just what kind of marks he'll get.
Alexei Urmanov is trying to become the first Russian to ever win a gold medal. 2 years ago, of course, Viktor Petrenko from the former Soviet Union won the gold. He's from Ukraine, Odessa.
Triple flip, and he can't hang on to the landing. That could make the difference. You can see he's extremely tired. There's not much left in those legs. He's got one more triple left planned. Triple Salchow here. Half loop. Combination into a nice triple toe loop. What a recovery from a mistake on the triple flip.
Well, which will it be, athleticism or lyricism?
This one's going to be tight.
Alexei Urmanov from St. Petersburg.
Another look at that triple axel double toe. He is a very good air position skater. Nice tight position there, and he can easily reach back into a double toe loop. And the triple flip, this could make the difference in the program. He doesn't get the air he needs. It's very low, and he barely makes it around, and then he cannot hang on to the landing no matter how hard he fights for this. A look at his triple Lutz here. Good air position, great quality, straight back. Now comparing it with Elvis Stoico, you can see a little bit of a difference here. Back is a little bit farther, leg is bent a little bit there. Triple Lutz, good air position. A little bend over here, that's the way Elvis lands all of his jumps. But again, these judges are extremely conservative, and they seem to favor Alexei's style over Elvis's.
And the first set of marks for Alexei Urmanov.
These are a lot lower than Elvis Stoico's, but this is not necessarily his strength. As good as he is technically, the second mark should go up because the judges like that style of skating.
Elvis Stoico checking out the second set of marks for Alexei Urmanov. And here they are.
And these are enough to beat Elvis Stoico. This will almost assure him of the gold medal. It does assure him of the gold medal.
Elvis Stoico recognizes that with an air of resignation, looks up into the stands and signals 2. The gold medal goes to 20-year-old Alexei Urmanov of Russia. Elvis Stoico currently second, Philippe Candeloro third. Scott Davis can still win silver or bronze, and he's next to skate.
The Olympic Winter Games on CBS are sponsored by IBM, worldwide sponsor of the 1994 Olympic Winter Games. Gold, silver, bronze, and blue. Children's Tylenol, the first choice of pediatricians. And by Braun, from mild to more robust. Flavor Select lets you make coffee just the way you like it. Teamwork. Leg salutes, this Olympic moment of the day. The American Alpine ski team was not expected to do well in Lillehammer, but they have medaled in each of the first 3 events contested. And today, a free spirit named Peekaboo Street took on the women's downhill and added a silver to the American team's collection.
Just because you'll inspire future generations, hold somebody's hand, travel to the most exotic places, have a secret romance. You can cha-cha, samba, and mambo. Just put on your legs and go. Put on your legs, put on your legs, put on your legs and go. Put on your legs, put on your legs, just because. Put on your legs and go. Put on your legs.
Proud to support the women of the '94 U.S. Olympic team.
I prefer my coffee smooth. I like it more robust.
Introducing the new Braun Flavor Select, with a unique brewing system that lets you adjust from mild to more robust. The new Braun Flavor Select for coffee, just the way you like it.
Dear Tylenol, thank you for inventing a medicine that doesn't taste like one.
Matthew no longer cries, screams, and hides when it's time to take it.
Now giving my child Tylenol is actually a pleasure.
Moms tell us relieving fevers has never been easier, thanks to Children's Tylenol Suspension. Its unique Tylenol formula coats the medicine with a richer, thicker taste, so it's easier for kids to take, and it's easier on their parents, too. Children's Tylenol Suspension, the first choice of pediatricians.
If you run promotions, only AT&T gives you a permanent 800 number you can turn off when the promotion winds down. Then turn on again. Now that should help you shake up more sales. One more reason AT&T is the best in the business.
On the way through Oslo to Lillehammer, you could easily miss the Theater Café, a favorite haunt among the locals. Travel with the American Express card, and you'll get the inside scoop on this and many other special spots. Because American Express is a local, established in Norway since 1916. Today, our card is gladly accepted in over 20,000 places. So if you're traveling to Norway, you'll need a passport, but you don't need a visa. The American Express card. Reis ikke uten.
This week on Dave, Luke Perry, Sinead O'Connor, Don Imus, Linda Ronstadt, Michael J. Fox, and from Norway, Dave's mom. This week.
You gotta love a guy who's man of the house.
When my dad ran this place, he had a policy. You don't eat till the work gets done.
That's right, Dad. Tom, coming March 2nd to CBS.
If he beats Philippe Candeloro, he will win the bronze. If he defeats Elvis Stoico, the silver is his. Here is Scott Davis, the U.S. national champion, skating to the music of West Side Story.
He's very quick. And he falls in the triple axel. I spend a lot of time with Scott Davis. I take from his coach, Kathy Casey. We trained together in the summer. I don't think I've ever seen him miss that jump that badly. This combination here, triple Lutz, doubled it. That'll cost him any chance for a medal. He's got to get back on track with his triple flip. And he turns out of that as well. Scott Davis is the best spinner in this competition. This is one of his strengths. All three triple jumps that he's tried. His most difficult, another triple axel. Much better. Triple loop. Very difficult entry to triplets here, and he doubles it. What a disappointing performance for Scott Davis. When you're competing at this level, you can't make any mistakes, and the first mistake makes the next jump that much more difficult, and it just keeps building on itself. Triple toe loop and a fall. That was intended to be a double axel. He's improvising, just trying to get some technical content in there. Disappointing performance. I really feel for Scott Davis. He knows.
Indeed he does. First Olympics, the two-time United States national champion.
His opening jump was a triple axel. It looked like he just didn't get the height he needed to complete the rotation. Normally this thing is very big. Not a bad height there. He was just a little short on the rotation and couldn't pull it out. I've never seen him miss that jump. When we skate together, he hits it every single time. Triple toe loop at the end of the program. You're so exhausted. And to get this one off, you can see he was tilted on the takeoff, and there was no way he could correct himself in the air. He'll be back, though.
Now the marks for Scott Davis for technical merit.
He landed 3 triple jumps cleanly. The 2 falls really cost him.
Marks for technical merit, 5'7", 5'5", 5'3", 5'4", 5'5", 5'4", 5'5", 5'6", 5'5".
And the second set of marks.
And these are okay as well. When you're having trouble with the jumps, it reflects on the entire program. Tough break for Scott Davis, but he's 22 years old. He's got a long way to go. He'll be back, and he'll be great.
Final results: Alexei Ermanov of Russia, the gold; Elvis Stoico of Canada, the silver; Philippe Candeloro of France, the bronze. Here's Tracy.
Alexei, congratulations.
Thanks.
Can you tell me how you feel right now?
I don't understand. I am Olympic champion or something like that, because for me it's big surprise for me. Will be here and win Olympic Games, and I feel good, of course, but I don't know.
Still in shock, we say.
Yeah, a little bit shocked.
Congratulations. Это классно. Спасибо.
Thanks.
The youngsters took the night, but the veterans did show their class. Victor Petrenko winds up 4th, Kurt Browning in 5th, and Brian Boitano in 6th. We'll be right back.
Come here, baby.
A
puppy grows so fast, especially his heart. And the extra nutrition of Purina Puppy Chow can help him reach his full potential.
Keep me company.
That's why at Purina, we say a puppy needs 3 things: love, love, and Puppy Chow. The extra nutrition your puppy needs.
Every second of an asthma attack can feel like an eternity. That's why there's Primatene Mist. Primatene starts to open clogged breathing tubes in as fast as 15 seconds. Primatene Mist, fastest type asthma relief without a prescription.
The more reasons you have for wanting the most secure life insurance, the better the quiet company sounds. Northwestern Mutual Life.
Hey! Wait! Look at this! It's our Olympic team! The what? See? It's the luge! They said to make it huge! It's supersized!
Now you can supersize your McDonald's Extra Value Meal with a supersize order of our golden fries plus a large Coke for just 39 cents more.
Hey! Wait! You're missing the games! You know, Lillehammer. No, all I got is this big one. What you want is what you get.
Supersize
At McDonald's today.
Oh, this is very good. You're drinking new Carnation Instant Breakfast.
Tastes like a chocolate milkshake.
Yeah, but it's low in fat with 19 vitamins and minerals. Yeah, come on, read the package.
It says strawberry cream, French vanilla, and creamy milk chocolate.
Yeah, how about all the calcium and iron?
I'm still in the chocolate part.
Oh, forgive me. Do you know that new Carnation Instant Breakfast has absolutely no preservatives or artificial flavors?
Cool.
It's about a father and daughter.
I haven't been a very good father.
You were the best father you knew how to be.
It's about a mother and son.
You think God watches us?
Most of the time, when there's nothing good on TV.
It's about a grandmother and grandchild.
Are we lost?
I'm fairly certain.
Don't be scared. We're together.
It's about being a family again.
Hey, wait up!
Ed Flanders, Francis Sternhagen, Terrence Knox, and Karen Allen discover The Road Home, premiering Saturday, March 5th.
Monday night. Bonnie's back for more. Women's combined slalom and
I'm stepping out with my baby. Can't go wrong.
The legends.
Right.
The reigning world champions. The superstars on the rise. An unforgettable night on the town.
What a night!
The ice dancing final, Monday night.
On this cold Norwegian night, the youngsters demanded their due, and 20-year-old Alexei Urmanov captured the gold.
20 years old, and he's accomplished so much. He's got a lot of developing left. You have to wonder, Nagano, Urmanov, Stoico. It's going to be a great rivalry for the next 4 years. Both incredible athletes.
Elvis Stoico, the silver medalist, is with Tracy Wilson.
Elvis, you were referred to as one of the kids tonight, yet you skated like a veteran. You opened up your first triple axel, and you quickly thought to add it again. Can you just tell me when you made that decision?
I guess when I was in the air on the first axle, I went, oh, this isn't going. I rushed it a little bit too much, and it didn't quite flow. And
this is a look at your second one.
The second one, the quad was there, and I thought, nah, I have to do the axle with the combo rather than the quad. I have a better chance at it, and that combo worked out well.
What did it feel like to skate like you did tonight and then stand at center ice with a standing ovation?
Well, it felt pretty amazing. There's so many awesome Canadians out there and so many, I think, Americans out there that were cheering, and it felt really cool to be there, and you know, nothing can replace that.
All right. Thanks, Elvis, and congratulations.
Thanks.
Philippe Candeloro, 22 plus 2 days, is the bronze medalist.
And I can't wait to see what he does to top the Godfather routine.
Out of the dismal performance of the technical program, the veterans displayed their class.
It was so wonderful to see these guys. We'll never see them on Olympic ice again. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Alexei Ermanov's gold medal gives Russia its second gold medal in figure skating in as many events. Victor Petrenko jumps from 9th to 4th tonight. Kurt Browning from 12th to 5th. Brian Boitano is 6th and Scott Davis 8th. Misha Shmurkin, Israel's first Winter Olympic athlete, finished 16th.
Thank you, Vern. Figure skating resumes tomorrow night with the original dance when Torvil and Dean and two Russian couples, Usova and Julin, and Gritchuk and Platov, skate to the rumba. And when we come back, a memorable medal ceremony for Bonnie Blair. Meanwhile, tonight at Lillehammer's Myhagen Hall, the songs of Norwegian composers performed by some of Norway's best-known folk musicians.
Live from the world center of speed, it's 500 miles of all-out, non-stop mania. At 180 miles an hour, it's NASCAR's gold medal event, the Daytona 500, Sunday on CBS Sports.
I've given this tour to many other car companies, but never one from Germany. Here they were, coming to see how we've invented a whole new way of building engines at Ford's Romeo, Michigan plant. We showed them the thinking and the technology that's enabled us to create a unique series of engines. We told them that our V8 is considered to be the best engine made in America. And by their coming here, that told us it's one of the best engines in the world.
Ford, quality is job one.
Some stores say they've changed, but mostly they're cosmetic changes. By the way, I love the latest cosmetics at Kmart. Kmart has done more than change its outward appearance. They have great-looking clothes at very low prices, which has done a lot for my outward appearance. Is this place great or what?
I just need some place where I can lay my head. Hey, mister, can you tell me where a man might find a bed? He just grinned and shook my hand. No was all he said. Take a load off, Fanny.
Well, a while ago, it was so busy you could hardly move on the Storgata in downtown Lillehammer, but now, as you can see, it has begun to empty out. And it has come time for us to wrap up day number 8 of the 17th Olympic Winter Games. With 1 gold medal today, Russia remains atop our medals leaderboard with 14 overall. But with winning performances from Bjorn Daly and Fred Burre Lundberg, Norway has overtaken the Russians in gold medals won 7-6 and has reclaimed a share of second place in the overall medals count. Norway and Italy are tied with 12 each. The United States, meanwhile, remains in 5th place with 7 total medals. Tonight, we leave you with an American medal ceremony as Bonnie Blair completes her three-peat, her 3rd straight Olympic gold in the 500 meters. Afterwards, she said, "If the Chicago Bulls can do it, so can I." For all of us here at CBS, I'm Greg Gumbel. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Good night.
Olympisk mester og gullmedaljevinner. Olympic champion and gold medalist.
Première et championne olympique.
Bonnie Blair, USA. United States of America.
Les États-Unis.
National anthem of the United States of America.
Mesdames et messieurs, voici l'hymne national des États-Unis.
Prime time tomorrow, the ice dance competition continues. Ski jumping and the women's downhill combined. Stay tuned now for your local news, followed by Olympic Late Night with Pat O'Brien.